In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
It's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 926. And we're going to do it live, and we'll be on the screen whenever the streaming software decides. There we are. Yeah. So we're here. We got Steve McCrae, and we've got Minx with us, too. Welcome back, Minx. It's been a while.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. I'm sure she said something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. That was my bad. That was my bad.
It's
Sorry.
been a while longer than a while now.
Yeah.
It's been about a year, I think, yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. And Steve, welcome, I guess.
I was going to be nice to Steve, but he was kind of a cunt to me earlier.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, when he came on Skype and said those things. So I was going to be really nice. You were going to be the salty boy. I was going to be the sweet boy.
Is Steve muted? I think Steve is muted, like
Good.
on his end.
Good. He's only here for eye candy anyways.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. He was, first of all, let's set the record straight. Yeah, I was a dick to you. You would never be nice to me. That's never going to happen.
I'm very nice to you,
You guys
Steve.
are going to sue each other.
I called you eye candy.
I have your information, man.
Yeah. You should sue Steve. This will be a great next chapter in the legal history of Steve.
I know I'll win because Steve's going to be in so many lawsuits.
Right?
I can just focus on my lone lawsuit.
Pick a state, man. I'll sue you in it.
You should just put all the states into like a hat and draw one out. And then
Somebody said this chair makes me look like I have long black hair. Hello?
He does have long black hair and roots.
Yeah,
Delicious hint of sunshine, the mercury in the silver lining of the cloud. It's beautiful. You look heavenly.
Is it? I've got a demonic one. Do you prefer the evil one? I like this one for a change.
I like this. Yeah, it's sweet. It's beautiful.
I'm agnostic. It really doesn't matter to me, right? So
I'm obnoxious too. Minx, how you been?
Agnostic. This is why I was a dick to you earlier today.
I'm obnoxious. That was one of your best ones ever.
That was very smooth.
Yeah.
That was very smooth. And I'm doing good. I'm doing great, actually.
That's good. It's good to hear. Yeah, it's been a crazy past year, you know?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go old school and put your old school avatar up on the screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm trying this new keto ice cream that I saw at the store before I got here. It's Swedish style. Not the best. If anybody ever sees this and they want to buy it, I'd say skip it.
Don't buy it, yeah.
Skip it.
Okay.
It's 280 calories for the entire pint. That's not bad, but just not worth it.
Okay.
It's all right. It's all right. If you're suffering and you can only fit 280 calories in your diet, I suppose it's okay.
Did Steve just fall?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Steve, are you all right?
Is he? What happened to him?
Is he okay? Cloud disappear.
Holy shit.
Cloud disappear.
Don't ask, don't tell. Okay.
In the Navy.
So
I didn't need it. These are not required components, from what I understand.
everyone who's watching right now, please like this stream and get in your patronage for the month of September. This is the first show for September. If you want to be in the ending credits and everything, get your pledges through. If they got declined or whatever, let us know. We'll try to help you out and get those through. And also, today is our bonus show. Normally, our bonus show is on a Saturday, but today we're doing it way earlier in the week. We're at 24% of our goal. We need to meet that before the end of the show to do a bonus show next week, which we've had a 3-year-long streak, literally a 3-year streak where we've gotten it every week. So you know what? And I don't think this week will be any different, but we do have an uphill battle. If you want to throw us a couple bucks, please do so. And we're going to talk. There we go.
Coop car getting us right into the game.
There we go. That's what we needed.
And I will say this: the 3-year streak is impressive. I've only ever seen that in Undertaker at WrestleMania in my underwear.
Yeah, for 3 years you've had a constant streak in your underwear.
Yeah.
Well, that'll happen when you wipe your ass with it.
They call me the undies taker.
When you don't change them, yes.
The undies taker.
Not the undies changer, though.
No, never. He's like Jared Genesis T-shirts with his underwear.
No, I'm kidding. My underwear are dirty after a day. I got to change. That couldn't last 3 years. I get a good day of use. I'm like, let's get these bad boys off.
They're like stand up by themselves, you know.
Yeah.
After a few days.
Yeah. I saw a picture of a sock covered in mushrooms. Someone said was a jizz sock. And I thought that was pretty horrible.
Like mushrooms grew out of it?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that today.
Insane.
It's been on my mind.
Is
Why?
jizz good at fertilizing mushrooms? Is that like a thing?
I'm not sure.
Mold, yeah. I mean,
Somebody's
it
gotta
could.
try
I wonder if they're psychedelic, though.
You can test them and let me know.
I'm not going to try the coom shrooms, but if somebody's into that, I would want to know.
You can test them and let me know.
What if it was the dopest trip? Like if someone was like, dude, this is the dopest trip, would you pop a coom shroom?
Oh, dude, back in the, these Siberian mushroom shamans used to drink the pee of reindeer that would eat the Amanita muscaria mushroom.
Yeah.
Because the deer's liver would filter out all the toxins that make that mushroom toxic to humans.
There's a lot of like the original Christmas storyline coming up from those piss mushrooms. Or the deer piss.
Well, yeah.
The electric reindeers.
Because those kind of mushrooms, they're like the Mario-style mushrooms that are red with the white dots, and they grow under pine trees. So any place that has a lot of pine trees to it, those will grow like in the early winter everywhere. And they used to hang them from the trees like Christmas ornaments and dry them out and eat them. And they're very powerful, but toxic.
So, like, if you guys had to choose between drinking psychedelic reindeer piss and eating a mushroom that's grown from someone's jizz sock, which one would you pick?
Reindeer piss.
Depends on the high.
I think I'd go with the reindeer piss.
Depends on the high. It's really about the quality of high. If the reindeer piss is a better high, go with the reindeer piss. If it's the freaking coom
Why not
shrooms,
both?
because I mean,
Truly a connoisseur.
how do you know that
Little
that's
this,
going to be a
little
better
that.
trip? I can't handle two things at once. I ate a weed cookie and some Xanax one time. Took me 8 hours to stand up just to go to bed.
That's a weird combination right there. Those things are fine on their own. I don't think mixing them is the best idea.
I mean, it was just I was stuck on Orcas Island. There was nowhere for me to go. The boats weren't running.
Let's take a look at the videos Steve put out today first.
Steve, let me see your video.
Because
Has he not seen it yet? I think you have. If
I watched it, yeah, and then you premiered it on your channel, right?
Yeah.
I always wait to
Billy
watch
hasn't.
things on
So
the show
who
so
are
we
the
get
people in
natural
this-
reaction.
Who are the people in this video before we play it, and give us a little bit of info before we start watching it?
Okay, so it's about a 15-minute video. It's of course it doesn't really have much into it for the first 9 minutes if you want to start there, but it's a closed circuit TV, it's a CCTV from a complex where a simple assault took place. This is the video footage that's going to be used in evidence against Kyle Curtis, who was my partner in the Non Sequitur show. The other person is the victim, who I'm not going to put their name, that is well aware that the video has been released and is absolutely fine with that because they want to make sure that he does this no other person ever again.
Choo choo.
Did they know each other prior to this, or?
Yeah, they were dating for like 3 months.
Okay, so this is someone
This is
Kyle
this
was
is
in a
a-
relationship with.
Right, even though it's simple assault, this is a domestic abuse case because they were in a party.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. So,
And there is a trigger warning on this because this is
hold on, it's all messed up.
pretty violent.
Hold on, you know what? I'm just gonna pull it up from your channel because the one that I downloaded is all messed up.
I
Beautiful.
see some fun
It's
boys in the
psychedelic.
pool.
Are you sure you didn't take? Did we eat some mushrooms
It
before?
was
this?
foggy that day.
We're
Yeah.
getting hacked in real time right now.
We ate these coom shrooms, man.
Kyle is hacking
Yeah,
us
this is what
from
happens when you eat the mushrooms. Shrooms. this is what you see, man. Good luck.
This is what happens when you eat the Burger King in prison.
which
What's that
channel was
meme?
it on?
What's that meme come from, Steve?
That was my main.
Explain the
Steven
"there's
Fish
no Burger King in prison" meme for a layman that might not know.
Hold on, I'm
Sure.
trying to find the video. What can you link it
It's
to
on
me?
my. Yeah. It's
Thank
on.
you.
It's just. You see what happens the last time he's been in my channel? Well, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I saw it
on my
premiering
channel
on your
ago.
channel earlier, but I.
Yeah. No, I will put it on Skype for you.
All right, thank
now.
you.
Like I said, you want to start at about 9 minutes in, and then 5
All
minutes.
right.
So that.
And there's no sound to it anyway, so it's
No, there's no audio.
Oh shit.
It was an AVI file, and I uploaded it as an AVI file. It was easy to convert to an MPEG, but I didn't want to even modify it. I didn't delete anything. I didn't add anything. This is the raw footage
All right.
I'm good at reading lips.
with the blessing of the victim.
It's like you won't even be able to see what they're saying or anything. It like they're this far away, but it all happens right in the corner of the pool here.
Imagine.
So that's not Kyle. That's the other guy.
That's the other guy.
Kyle
That's
is
the
coming up
victim.
with his blonde hair.
Yep.
like he
That's
was in
that's
his
expensive
mugshot.
haircut.
Da-da-da-da.
He has a tattoo right here.
So are they kind of like so now they're
smooch?
okay. They're kind of like
yeah, they're okay for the first 9 minutes, and then it really took a turn.
all right,
hold on.
let's
If
see.
this first 9 minutes is them kissing, we should probably watch it.
You can watch it in slow mo if you like.
Bow, bow.
If it was anybody
All
else
right.
other than Kyle,
So
Oh, he's got him in a headlock. Oh, he slapped him in the face.
So-
See, that's okay. A little space slap. That's loving. This is all nuzzling.
it gets much worse. And I will say the victim has filed a TRO on Kyle and is in fear for his life right now.
That's
what
not good.
is he like? What is he? Is he getting? Is he trying to be kinky? Like
Yes.
what's?
So far, it's.
I don't
kink.
think so. I don't think this was like a kink thing.
I mean,
was a
this
dominance.
is. This definitely is. He's slapping
What,
and
to
kissing
Kyle?
and throwing
Not
water.
for the victim.
Is the guy like? The guy's
And
not.
This is not the first time he's been hit by him.
Well, these aren't real hits here. These are just slaps. This
I
is
think
like
the victim
some
would disagree,
loving
but it gets
stuff.
worse.
Well, I'm sure it probably gets worse, but I'm always going to defend the abuser with shit.
Yeah. Okay. I remember quite a few things now that come back to me on that. Yes. I'll be nice to you though. Matter of fact, can you zoom in maybe? Or
I don't
I
know.
don't know if we could zoom in.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't get a bunch of donos right now that cover the screen right where they're at. God.
but yeah, he takes water in his hand, so it hurts more. All right, and then he starts to drag him out to the middle of the pool and try to put his whole body weight on him to submerge him.
Really?
In the report, the victim claims that
Now the guy's starting to put
Kyle's
his
trying to
hands
drown
back.
him.
Now the guy's starting to put his hands back, and now you can tell he's not into it. At first, the body language of him
Okay,
receiving.
that was a closed fist
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's getting
His
worse.
body language has changed a lot now.
Yeah.
And the kisses are getting very
It's a
weird.
hit,
Double slap.
Yeah, that was double axe handle smash.
Now remember, and I want to point this out. This is the Kyle Curtis that so many people have been supporting that I was trying to get in jail. I had already known that he had been violent on a previous boyfriend, including allegations of being drugging somebody and raping them. This is somebody that has been supported by a lot of people, and they still support him even after watching this video. What does that tell you? They're trying to justify it.
Well,
You
I
know,
wasn't a
it
big
wasn't that
supporter of
bad,
Kyle until I saw this video. Now I'm a big fan.
Clearly.
He's headlock punching him.
Yeah. It's very weird.
Now he puts his whole body weight on him, trying to get him, down in the water.
This is why I could never
See,
be
right
gay.
there, right there.
Yep.
He's trying to get him in the water.
I could
And,
never be gay. This is
Okay.
just like this is boring. This is boring, dude. There's a power dynamic. They're both men.
And
You pull this on.
dynamic,
You
but
pull this on a submissive woman, and there's going to be some action. She's going to really be moving. This guy's just kind of standing still, taking it. And I'm like, ugh. This
is
sucks.
how domestic violence escalates, though.
Yeah.
So why did it escalate, though? Do we have a backstory?
I don't know the details on that.
This is so weird.
Trying to be dominant, and you know how Kyle is a narcissistic, egotistical, self-centered jackass.
Yeah, it's like Pepe Le Pew of gay dominance.
And then he starts, trying to drag his head underwater, and he doesn't get very far.
There goes my guy's hat.
There's a hit. He hits him about 60 times. I mean, clearly, he's trying to defend himself, but he's paralyzed with fear at this point. He doesn't know if Kyle, what Kyle's capable of.
Is that what he said?
No, he didn't say that verbatim to me, but I know that he was in fear. He messaged me this morning because there was a chance Kyle could have gotten out of jail, and he was scared. He didn't know what to do. I followed up on it, found out he was not released. He was transferred from Wake County Sheriff's to Guilford County Sheriff because he was arrested on simple assault here, which may be escalated to higher charges, but he had an outstanding warrant for civil and criminal contempt in the case that I have. The assistant district attorney, the Superior Court clerk, the judge, and my lawyer all called over the courthouse and said, do not release this guy. And they sent over a paper warrant for him. They then put him on a hold. Well, actually, they put him on a hold when they first got the phone call. Then they got the warrant. They served him the warrant the day after or something, or 2 days after, and now they've transferred him, and he's in Guilford County now.
Do you think they had audio for this video or no?
No, it's a CCTV, so generally not. And see how he's pulling his hair right there?
Yeah.
Do you think we mixed up the Kyle video with a video of the Vigilant Christian's baptism?
This does remind me. There's no fun noodle. The Vigilant Christian had a fun noodle floating by.
Vigilant Christian would have probably enjoyed more.
This is the weirdest. Gay baptisms are weird.
This whole video is weird.
That
it's a nice pull, though.
Second time block.
Nice. Get him, Antonovich. Thank you.
Antonovich finally got his time off work.
Now, this is probably where the guy disappeared. Antonovich,
He's
$50.
dead.
You took him away.
He was
took him away for $50. We have to go back and watch him leave. I got to see how he left. Because
we do have a detective that is going to be investigating for embezzlement, perjury, and possibly forgery and other additional charges now. So he's probably not going to go anywhere. He had a $2,000 bail for this event. Somebody posted it.
Is he jerking himself?
I don't know. That's somebody else asked as well.
Oh, God.
Did he get excited by that?
Never mind. That was the baptism. I just saw the pool noodle down there. Oh.
That was for the mushrooms. I don't know. It could have been. Somebody else pointed that out, and I was like, I don't know. He may have got, really turned on by that.
I am sure that there's videos of me being equally abusive to women out there in the world.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm sure, but
okay.
But like, there's consent involved. If this guy pressed charges, that's
Yes.
that's.
He pressed charges.
We gotta get to the bottom of this. It does look like it was very playful and loving at first. Then it got really fucking
a lot
weird.
of domestic things start off that way, playful. And
yeah,
loving,
once the body language changed, I think if I was Kyle's lawyer, I'd be like, he obviously was thinking that this was consensual, and without audio, without the guy saying stop, it's hard to really prove. Otherwise, when it starts out loving and consensual, it's very weird, very.
Well,
That's
there's
one
more-
of the
there's more
weirdest
to it.
things I've
There's more
seen.
to it.
Actually, it was really weird.
It was.
Matt Jarjo says, Billy trying to tell us I need help. Why would I need help, dude? Girls are already smaller than me. They need the help.
He also trashed the guy's place that I have pictures of that are not released.
Kyle trashed his place?
There was a lot of violence.
Are we
involved.
talking Shanny for Christ levels of
And
trash?
Rev, yeah.
No, God, that would be because it was a real nice apartment. But no, I don't think you can get.
Kyle, well, they had a nice apartment first
Shanny
too.
and Rev's apartment was it was like a big town, like a condo.
Tell me, Kyle just took 97 shits in the cat's dumpster bin. What do you call those? The cat little
Litter
cat,
box?
Litter box. Yeah, he took 97 shits in the litter box. Tell me that happened.
No, he's not going to.
No.
Oh yeah.
All right. We're going to move on to the next segment. Oh, actually, no. Actually, I wanted to... Where is it? Is it this one? No, that's Daffney. I was going to talk about Daffney later, too, because she died. And it's
Is she a wrestling? Is that a wrestling girl?
She died yesterday, right?
Yeah. Oh, I downloaded this earlier, too. And it was
Bitch,
hilarious.
you in danger.
Yeah.
And this is Nerdy
That's
Vixen.
not what I was looking for, though.
Nerdy
That
Vixen.
doll is
Yeah, I thought this was
utterly
hilarious.
fucking horrific. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I love it. Okay,
I
here
wonder
it
if it's
is.
really
Here's
an
what-
antique.
This.
Kyle
Yeah,
Curtis.
that's-
New mugshot. Another one.
That's his sixth. I think his sixth mugshot.
We saw 5 before.
Yeah, and now his bond is 10 grand when it was like 2,000 or something before.
This is-
Well, there was two things. One was 2,000 bond, which was a simple assault. This has always been a $10,000 on the warrant, which I have a copy of the paper warrant. You can't see it now, can you? How's that? This is the paper warrant because it wasn't in the NCIC, nor was it was called NC Aware. So they had no idea when they stopped him. He actually got stopped by the police officers walking home not too long ago. He was drunk and he started picking out these, those things like vote for such and such. He was removing those from the ground. So the cops stopped them. They ran him. Didn't find any active warrants on him because this is a civil arrest warrant, even though it's for a criminal charge, which is criminal contempt, and of course the civil contempt. So they never knew it was in the system. They had to send the jail this warrant saying, no, he has an additional warrant. Do not release him. And then he got transferred to the Guilford County because he has to go talk to the judge, explain why he has not been showing up to court, why he's not been paying attention to her orders, and that's going to be 2 30-day sentences. I almost guarantee that 60 days in jail there and up to a year for the civil contempt. And also now he's looking at Class H felony for perjury, multiple counts,
So,
embezzlement.
with all of this, why can't YouTube just take the channel away from him and give it to you?
Yeah, first of all, it's YouTube, right?
Why would
we all
he
know
have to give it to you? I don't understand at this point.
because YouTube doesn't get involved in these situations. It's simple as that. He has to there's two things that will happen. He either has to turn over the channel on his own to meet the purge conditions for the civil contempt, or 2, we are invoking Rule 37, which is for different types of things that the judge can do for sanctioning of him, and she can order YouTube to turn it over.
That's what like a court order.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
YouTube probably will abide by that. I don't know if they're the legalities of it because this is really, again, case precedent-setting stuff. Nobody's ever dealt with this. He's also got 4 DMCA perjuries he's looking at, or if you forgot about those. And so there's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, we are going to be sanctioning him. We are going to ask for the YouTube to be transferred over from YouTube, or he can do it while he's in jail. We don't care. But he also has like 30 other things he has to do to meet the purge conditions.
The DMCA aspect would be a really interesting thing to see in court, actually, because that's something that is constantly abused on YouTube, and people get away with, perjuring DMCAs every single fucking day on YouTube, and it'll be interesting to see an actual conclusion to something like that. To see
That's why I wanted to
held
push
accountable for it.
Yeah, I wanted to push this for this very reason, because everybody gets away with it. Here's a case where as far as I know, I'm the only YouTuber in history to ever been DCMA'd for my own channel.
Mm-hmm. You may well. That sounds very likely.
Yep.
Yeah. I was awarded the channel. He gave me 4 DMCAs from them. That's perjury. And he also submitted altered records, bank records to the court, altered Zelle records, altered Amazon records, and altered. He forged his boyfriend's name on a lease, so there's forgery involved too. So he's looking at multiple felonies here.
Now, I don't want to argue whether or not you should have the channel back, right? That's obviously you're on the course of getting it back. But do you think if you spent all this time and effort that you've spent, all the money you've spent trying to fight Kyle, if you'd have spent that promoting and doing your new YouTube channel, you think it would have been bigger than the last one? When you finally get this back with all this time, isn't it going to be like basically a dead channel anyways?
Well, it wasn't just about the channel, it was about the justice. I have my own channel that I do other things on, and somebody else paid for the lawsuit, but they wanted to see justice. They want to make sure that somebody does not do this ever again to anybody. They want to make sure that people cannot just screw over somebody like that. So it's really more about the justice than it is the YouTube channel. But I've been putting out content on my own YouTube channel, even though it's just nowhere near as lucrative, and it's taken substantial hits because I've been involved in another lawsuit for defamation.
But Steve, you can't do the graphics.
I can't. Well, you know what? Guess what I've been learning, mofo.
You got to do the graphics and the music, Steve. That's what I'm saying.
That was Kyle's reasoning for why the channel was his, because he could do the graphics.
And he had the world. He was getting popular. He was getting name recognition. The atheist community of Austin had been elevating him. And by the way, don't think we're not done with them for supporting him as a domestic abuser.
What are you gonna do to them?
They're not gonna get. No, they're not gonna get sued. But we're not.
Are you gonna slap them around in a pool?
The atheist community have supported this. They're gonna slap them around in a pool. But to answer your question, look. No, I don't think I would have done anything different. But you have to remember, we did not expect this to go 2 years. Obviously, because of the pandemic, and obviously because we didn't expect Kyle to be such a douche that he was going to be such in contempt of court. Who could have predicted any of these things, right?
Yeah. You think you find that pool clip so triggering because that's effectively what he did to you over the channel?
There's an emotional connection there. I'm the third partner he has fucked over.
Man,
one business and two, literally, they're his partners, his boyfriends. So
partner,
we all have something in common. Yeah. But
that's
anyways,
good.
I don't want to see his picture any longer. He makes me sick. Fuck this guy.
I do want to say, if this is his 6th mugshot, we're trending into like the green Power Ranger territory. When they have to bring in another color Power Ranger because the original 5 have already been cast. That's big. You can have 5 mugshots, and it's like, okay, whatever. It's one for each Power Ranger. But now it's the 6th mugshot. If he gets a 7th, we're in Megazord like Rita Repulsa territory, and that's trouble. It's really bad.
Yep.
And Antonovich is back, by the way. You see that? He's
Hell
back,
yeah,
bitches.
About damn time, baby.
Yeah.
About goddamn time.
Yeah, he's a Russian semi-truck driver that lives in Kentucky. That alone is a story in
That's
of
the
itself.
life.
Yeah.
The Russian peasant.
Yeah.
Russian peasant. Oh, and we got Minx back too.
Yeah.
This is a family reunion.
It's a reunion show.
Yeah. Episode 926. Put it in the record books.
I will. Let's go into a segment. It's oddities, where we talk about odd things. And clouds disappear.
Clee disappear. Clee disappear. Clee disappear. Clee disappear.
What a privilege justice is.
It is. And I had to put... yeah, I mean, like... When it comes to civil justice...
I identify as a New Yorker. Fuck you all.
Yeah, I'll always think of you as a New Yorker.
You're a New Yorker, but...
even if I got to go to Kentucky to visit you.
Yeah. I mean, you live in Kentucky, right? And it's cheaper, Like, I get it.
If there's one thing I know about Kentucky...
It's redneck as fuck, and Von Helton lives there?
Is you got the good bourbon.
Oh, sure.
The good bourbon. Get yourself some good bourbon when you're down there.
I prefer Scotch, but I'll drink a Kentucky bourbon.
Scotch is fine. Drink what you like, right?
Yeah,
but if you're in Kentucky, get some of that good bourbon. It's traditional. That Kentucky bourbon. Go to Bourbon
What is
County.
it called again?
Bourbon.
And where is it from?
Bourbon. From Kentucky.
Okay.
You know Jack Daniels? Tennessee whiskey.
Do I know him?
Tennessee whiskey.
All right, let's watch this guy who was like, I'm going to quit my job, my 6-figure job.
Oh, shit. I saw this all over Twitter.
Speaking of privilege...
I'm going to quit my 6-figure job. I'm going to stalk Logan Paul, and when I see him, I'm going to ask him to hire me for what he wasn't even sure what he wanted to be hired for.
It's
Sounds
great.
like a game plan, right?
Yeah, here it is.
I quit my job. No, wait, it's a story.
The look on his face when he's like, I quit my job.
I'm interested. It's a story. I just talked to Logan Paul.
Oh my god.
I mean, like, he was just being nice, and I get it. Media, whatever, he has to be nice. Before I approached him, he was bragging about making $3 million.
Yeah. Yeah, he was bragging about making $3 million. That's fine.
This guy's making $100,000 a year though. Like I think he says in a minute he's 22 years old and he's making
Yeah,
like
he's
100 grand a
22,
year.
which isn't
Like,
bad
what
at
the
all.
fuck?
He
What the
was
fuck is
making
he
$100,000.
quitting that? Like, what the fuck?
Because he's a
If I had
buffoon.
been- I wish I'd been making 100 fucking grand a year when I was 22.
Yeah, he's an idiot, and his $100,000 a year was probably super freaking privileged nepotism job or something. Because he doesn't seem to value his job. If you can just walk away from it at 22, $100K, get out of here.
I make $100,000 a year. I'm 22. I do make 100,000. That's cool. And I want to act. I want to do these things.
Do it then.
Take acting classes and get like an agent and get some headshots.
Do it.
That's how you become an actor.
But no,
you don't fucking like just like.
You know what he could have done? He could have saved some of his $100,000 a year for a few years, and then been financially free to be able to actually fucking pursue his dreams for a while without having to worry about that kind of shit for a bit.
This is where you're all wrong.
Hey, Ron.
You fucked up, AA Ron. This is where you're all wrong, okay? He's used to having things handed to him, so Logan Paul should have handed him this job as well. Okay?
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, but now he's going to be that guy when he goes for a job. It's going to be like, wait, you're that guy that wanted to work with Logan Paul, right?
And he'll probably get into some work from this crybaby. Everybody on the internet's loving it.
He'll get like a fucking billboard, like "Hire me now" or some fucking shit, and
Oh
it'll go
my God.
viral or whatever. And like you know he will.
It would be the best if he got like a cuck porn career out of this. And that was his fame.
I don't think
What? He's the guy sitting there on the couch while his girlfriend's getting banged in front of him.
Yeah, that might be his calling.
For $100,000 a year, I don't think they make that kind of money. Dude.
I mean, if the site picks up, he can make millions off of it. If he makes the site himself and just hires people to steal his girlfriend,
$100,000 a year. Yeah,
I couldn't play the part. It's out of my typecasting. Unless I come in on the bull for one episode and I just smash down his woman in front of him.
I'm gonna break down right now.
In some of those, sometimes the dude on the couch ends up blowing the dude banging his girl too.
This guy's got to get his money.
Yeah.
Get your money, Papa. Suck a deal, Papa.
Oh, I'm sitting in the cast. I don't even know what to do. Like, I did come up here by myself.
Yeah.
I do have family, but we're not the closest.
You have family. You're not by yourself.
So now he's denying because he said they're not the closest. So the nepotism thing, he's contradicting
his family
that.
in L.A. is not the closest.
Do you know he's
yeah,
from
but he
LA?
wants to be an actor.
No, he
wants
moved
be
to
an
L.A.
actor.
to quit his job, right? He quit his job, moved to L.A.
He at least like drove out there. I don't know if he moved there. Is that? I missed that part. If that was said.
Do you think he's one of those guys that has like an article written about them, I don't know, on some shit website, and it's like, wow, this person was only 19 years old and they bought their first apartment all by themselves, and then you read it and it's like his parents gave him $2 million.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I just read something like that with entrepreneurs. They were like, made his first $1 million by the time he was 18 and a half, but he started with a loan from his parents for $9.6 billion. Okay.
And I don't have really close friends.
You don't think he's
acting? There's millions of people trying to do what I'm trying to do.
I don't know.
Maybe this is an acting cast role. Maybe that's his
right.
job.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to be an actor, and this is a little bit over the top, or at least a little bit histrionic.
I know there's
So my
millions of
favorite-
people trying to do what I'm trying to do, but I'm special.
My favorite part of this whole thing is just how fucking disinterested Logan Paul looked. Like he just was like, "Who the fuck are you?" Basically,
Logan Paul's a sociopath. Let's be honest. He's a
I
sociopath.
mean, yeah,
So?
but-
He's,
like, I don't know what reaction this guy expected to get from him. You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna give a fuck.
For
right?
one,
Like,
he got a very loving and caring reaction from Logan Paul. If you watch the video,
Logan Paul's eyes look dead when they're communicating.
Yeah, there's more too. There's more.
Sneak everything? No, I didn't. I quit my job. No, wait, it's a story. I'm interested. It's a story.
see right now he's listening to him. He's giving this guy an opportunity.
He does have an opportunity.
This guy's
here.
got an opportunity, and he said, "What are you, one of these guys that sneaks into places?" Because that's a YouTube genre where people get on YouTube and they sneak into events and they film. I'm sure Logan Paul's ran into 100 of these guys, if not 1,000.
I quit my job legit 2 days ago. I came up here, took a risk. I'm originally from Ohio.
He's originally from Ohio. Quit his job.
No.
Quit his job 2 days ago. Quit his job 2 days ago. 2 days into being in L.A., he's broke down crying. My guy, I'll tell you what, you're not built for this city. Go back to Ohio. Go work the cornfields for
Aren't the Pauls
$100K.
from Ohio originally, right? Like, is that right? Like,
Yeah.
Then they used to have those like Ohio fried chicken T-shirts and shit.
Yeah,
back in the day.
yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Up here? No, I didn't sneak in here. I didn't sneak. What do you mean sneak up?
Like on stage? Or you just like?
Yes, I did.
It's one of the sneak
I'm
videos.
sorry. I just.
Did you?
See, this right now, he's trying to diagnose what this video is for.
Yeah, because he's like filming me.
You snuck on stage. You're not supposed to be here. I can tell you're not supposed to be here.
That's a look of disappointment.
You're
there.
filming. Well, oh man, look at that guy's face in the background smiling.
He's like, no, this loser.
He's the only one that's going to get out of this with probably
That's a great time, that guy.
Yeah, my guy in the back is witnessing history and he knows it. But yeah, Logan is, diagnosing the situation and still giving him his ear and an opportunity.
Print the ticket and stuff?
No, like, I just needed to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to your brother. I'm trying to talk about business. Trying to get a job. Like I want to do media. I've been trying to get.
What are you good at?
I was having dances. I did like that. I did that video. Like on.
He does dances.
He does dances.
Like the TikTok dances.
Probably, yeah.
Those are the dumbest dances ever. Like the only reason people watch them is like there's an attractive girl doing them. Like other than that,
they're
like
cool.
the dances are dumb as shit. Like the only thing that makes them watchable is that there's like an attractive person.
You
doing
sound
them.
like people's parents who would talk bad about the Beatles.
No, I don't.
I can vouch that my TikTok feed is mostly girls not wearing many clothes and dogs. That's it. That's it.
You comparing that to the Beatles is such bullshit,
This is the Beatles, dude. TikTok dances are the Beatles.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Oh, so you really got what it takes.
I don't.
Then why would I
need
give
a
you a job?
Right here, Logan Paul's like, do you got what it takes? Like, do you got what it takes? The guy's like, I don't. So yeah, why would he give him a fucking job? This guy's not ready, not prepared. He's lucky he got on stage, got this video. He's lucky the world sees him as a crybaby cuck boy. He's lucky.
This is entitlement.
Yes.
I'm gonna go up there. He's gonna give me a job. I bet.
Well, why would I do that? I want to be like. I'm 22 years old. I'm just trying.
I bet I can't be a mentor right now. Right in my life, I'm a fuck up myself. I need.
Did you mean? Did you mean
loser.
Elvis and not the Beatles? Because it was Elvis that got all censored for shaking his hips on the Ed Sullivan show.
No, it's like the parents who just look at their kids' rock and roll music and think it's not cool and then trash.
Okay,
It's anything cool. It applies to anything cool.
That's a false equivalency.
It's really not,
people
though.
dancing in a like 30-second video on TikTok. These pre-rehearsed dances.
It's what the kids think is cool. It's the Beatles right now.
Okay, well that's a broad comparison. Like what kids think is cool is not an even playing field. Yeah.
Need a mentor.
It's looking at that man like he's just a dead Japanese man hanging from a tree. He's just like that was the look. That was
You look at that guy's that guy's face is like not smiling anymore. The guy in the background.
He's like, seriously, dude?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have connections and people around. I have Jake. That's it. Do you have a brother? Do you have people? Friends?
I don't.
Friends? You got friends. You got amigos.
I don't.
You don't have friends?
I don't.
Look at he's like, you don't have friends?
Yeah, go get friends, dude. You're trying to skip every level.
Someone who has literally no friends isn't probably someone you would want to hire anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like someone with zero friends, like why would you go to any job interview and be like, I have no friends?
This is me turning on the Nintendo and deciding to just go up against Bowser in the final level right off the bat.
Yep.
Like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? You're making a sandwich. You have the first piece of bread, the last piece of bread. You're missing everything in the middle. It's not a sandwich, Popeye. You got work to do. Get your meats.
God, I'm here by myself.
Where are you from?
I'm from Newark, Ohio.
You're a good-looking guy.
Newark, Ohio. Yeah, I know where that is.
All right, bro, you have friends, bro. You're fucking lying. You have friends. go make content, do stuff with your friends. I'm glad you quit your job. It takes balls to do that, bro, but like now you got to act.
Try to make a step.
That was really... See, he's being really fucking good to this guy right now.
He tells him he's a good-looking guy, too, at some point.
But he's saying, you quit your job, I'm proud of you, that takes balls. Like keep going now. Just because you quit your fucking job doesn't mean Logan Paul's got to wipe your ass.
Right, like out of pity, he's supposed to like be like, "Oh, you quit your job? I didn't ask you to, but sure, I'll take care of you and give you a high salary and make you famous."
And of all the freaking people out there, I don't follow Logan Paul. I know who he is.
You call him a sociopath?
Same.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. That's not my thing. But why did he pick him out of all people?
Because he's
the shining success of youth today.
He's a bro. How old
He's
is
bro.
he?
He's from Ohio. Yeah. He's from Ohio. There's tons of reasons why you would pick him.
I see nothing.
They're both from Ohio. He sees his rise to success as someone from Ohio. It's somebody who he values his journey because he's looked at it and compare. His journey begins in Ohio as well. He's moving to L.A. This is like why wouldn't you want to shadow Logan Paul if you're a 22-year-old man?
Yes, I just want it.
Of course you wouldn't. You're not a 22-year-old man.
Thank you for noting.
People pay thousands of dollars for this level of humiliation from like cam girls and things like that, but he's getting it for free, so that's always a plus, right?
This is not even this is only humiliation. If this guy's an ignorant prick, this is literally Logan Paul giving him life lessons and jewels.
I'm halfway across the country from NYC to Kentucky. I still have friends who blow up my phone and wake me up when I'm trying to sleep before my load pickup. This dude is a fucktard. I would never hire him.
I don't judge anybody's kinks. I think they're fascinating to see various people having various different types of kinks. This one about him with Logan Paul is a little bit odd for somebody who just does, I'm going to quit my job and just go to Logan Paul and ask him for another one. There's got to be more to the story than that.
Well, here's the follow-up after that last video blew up and got big. Here's one of the follow-up videos.
I finished the shirt. Jake Paul.
Jake Paul clowns on him in a video, but he's all happy about it because now he's just getting the attention.
Video, and I'm gonna post it.
Oh damn! What am I gonna do, Logan? No, bro. You got a job for me?
Yeah, you're hired, bro. Already.
Thank you, Logan.
I texted Love.
Yeah, Jay Leon Love, man. You know what it is, man.
And I was like, hey, man, this is fucked up. But you know what? I was like...
All of a sudden, he speaks differently. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like, he has a different accent all of a sudden than what he had in the last video.
He's a fucking poser.
He's a bro.
You know what? I'm going to embrace this shit.
Boy, embrace this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have a little bit of honor now because I'm done crying. I'm done crying, so now I'm a big bad boy.
He's found a hint of like TikTok or YouTube success or whatever, and he's like become like instantly like 80% more vapid on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's gonna work because
like
there's a million
I mean,
there's like 10 million people out there who see themselves in him, and they're gonna follow him.
People want to make fun of me. I'm gonna make fun of myself. Fuck it. If I make bro, I'm a good-looking guy.
Looking guy, bro. You have friends, bro.
I need a job, Logan. I need a job.
Okay, and then
I wouldn't mind if this guy didn't catch any Pokemon in his car ride here.
Beautiful person on TikTok. You have a goal that you woke up and you were thinking of and you want to accomplish it, or you got something that you've been wanting.
Now he's acting like now he's a motivational speaker,
Yes.
and he's like, I accomplished my dream of being rejected by Logan Paul. Like, what?
To do for years, but everyone's holding your back saying you're going to fall on your face, and that makes you upset. But go do it. Go follow your dreams and go accomplish it. But wait, you're...
What is his dream? To be a TikTok dancer?
You know, he does the dances. I want to be like you, Logan. I want to be like you.
Fucking hell. This is just fucking awful.
Logan Paul, his dream is to be a credible fighter. So this dude should be in the gym working out right now.
They both box, though, right? I mean,
Logan and Jake both boxed. Jake had a rough time in his last fight. He won, but he outweighed the guy by quite a bit. See, that's what they do. They always tip the scales. Like, they fight MMA fighters, not boxers. And a lot of times they're... Or if they do fight a boxer, the boxer is like 50 pounds lighter than him.
But isn't that what you do when you tip the scales because you're not as... you haven't had as much experience in ring? Isn't what you're supposed to do?
Not
normal
fights? No. If you're interested in becoming a professional boxer, you normally...
You pick fights that are good for your skill level.
hold on. You start at the bottom in your weight class and try to work your way up. That's
how you normally do it. This is an abnormal situation, though, right? This is celebrity boxing turned big money boxing turned like the two biggest boxing fights this year were Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul, and then Logan Paul and what's that guy Mayweather?
But I would say
was it Mayweather that he fought.
He fought Mayweather. Mayweather's way smaller. Mayweather was outweighed by like 40 pounds, but Mayweather kicked his ass. Like even more so than it looked.
It's a tie.
But I would say arguably the bigger fight. Well, it wasn't this year, but it was at the end of last year. Was the Tyson fight, and that's a real boxer fighting another real boxer the same size.
And
as
they
him.
asked Jake Paul to go on right before them. Mike Tyson hit him up to get him on.
I'd like to see Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Paul brothers fight each other. That's where the money is.
There's possible. You don't know where it'll go.
I wonder if they've ever fought
now
before.
Right now, Jake Paul is running like probably the perfect boxing career for his work he's putting in, his skill level, the matches he's booking. He's perfect.
He's having the perfect boxing career under these very specific, unrealistic circumstances that you have laid out.
It's perfectly realistic. This is like analysts that have followed boxing forever are watching this, and they're giving him kudos for what he's doing with this and the matches he's making and the choices he's making in opponents. It's perfect for him going from nothing to build himself into something.
You think Jake could actually be an actual real professional fighter in this? I don't see.
He will lose his first match against a real boxer that is the same size as him.
Or maybe he'll keep training and work his way up to the point where he gets there.
He almost lost to an MMA fighter that was
He almost lost to a multi-time UFC champion.
It was boxing, though. It wasn't UFC.
But the guy has hands.
And we've already
the guy's a striker.
And we've already demonstrated that you could be a good MMA fighter and suck at boxing.
And we can also say that Jake Paul wasn't a good MMA fighter and has no actual boxing history either and still won. So that's pretty impressive. Like
you think that's what it is? It's mostly training.
We keep taking away.
They don't normally match up boxers necessarily by skill level. There's been low level skilled boxers that have gotten title shots just because whoever the champ is needs to like make a quota of like defenses. But it's always those kind of actually sanctioned fights that aren't just bullshit exhibitions. They always match up by weight, and you get penalized if you don't make weight for them. So weight matters way more in real competitive boxing.
But this isn't.
This is something totally different. So okay, then let's not even talk about it.
This isn't that though.
Okay.
You're holding on to like how it's supposed to be done.
I'm talking about
it's supposed to be this way, but we're over here.
Boxing.
We're over here breathing life back into actual boxing.
It's not actual boxing though. You even said that. You said these fights are basically worked. Like they don't even. So like you're playing both sides of it.
It's not both sides because it's not. No, don't when people tune into these shows, they watch Logan Paul, they watch Tyron Woodley fight, they watch Mayweather, and they watch Logan Paul fight, and maybe those aren't the most pure boxing matches, but then there's an undercard. We're bringing eyes onto this undercard. We're bringing money into the pockets of people that wasn't there before.
Some of those are actually sanctioned fights. Some of them are for titles, too.
Afraid that you're going to cry when you fail. Of course you're going to get upset, and you might cry a little bit.
Eastmax says they're not breathing life into boxing. Those people watch the one fight but will watch no other boxing. You don't know that, for one. And for two, these boxers are getting paid more now because of the new eyes being brought to boxing than they were before. Boxing was a dying sport. MMA was taking over. UFC was taking over with the pay-per-views. All that good stuff that was happening, it was moving away from boxing, and now it's starting to move back, and MMA fighters are starting to go into boxing because they see the payday that boxing has they couldn't get in MMA. If you're saying it doesn't breathe life into it, you're not looking at it. You're just looking at what you see. You have to look at the actual fact here. There's life being breathed into boxing from a fan aspect, from an entertainment aspect, and from a sport where you can earn money as a boxer to the point where they're pulling people from MMA, the original big winner of the last 10, 15 years, they're pulling them back into boxing, and that's impressive. You could ignore that, you could lie to yourself and deny it, but that's exactly what's happening.
And you might fail, but guess what? The most important part is getting back up. You got this. And to cry, that's completely normal for a human being to cry, a man or a woman. It's completely
normal to be a two-pump chump.
Man or woman.
I really don't like this guy, to be honest.
He's terribly unlikable.
Emotional about something you are doing, no matter what it is. If you're thinking of something right now while you're watching this video, you want to go accomplish it. Go do it. Everyone has goals. Go accomplish your goals, people.
This is what we have to ask ourselves,
He
though.
didn't accomplish his goals.
Is this the first minute of his 15 minutes, or is this the last minute of his 15 minutes?
The last.
Hopefully.
We'll have to see. We'll have to
We never
see.
see this guy's face again.
We will have to see.
He needs to go.
Just wait, 10
Agreed.
years, Logan Paul be working for him.
What a tryst, be like an M. Night Shyamalan thing. This guy ends up being who's the charge of boxing? What's that guy's name?
There's no one person
in boxing?
There's no one person in charge of boxing. In fact,
Dana White is in charge of UFC.
That's UFC. Boxing has there's several.
I thought it was like a
world
regulator guy or something.
No. There's several world titles of boxing, and they're each governed by their own board. There's the WBA, the IBF, the WBC, and there's also a title called I think it's called The Ring, which is owned by a magazine. Those are like the 4 major boxing titles that exist.
No, I wasn't talking about. Somebody said Don King was a promoter.
Yeah, Don King was a promoter. He did have a lot of control over boxing back
For
in
a
the day,
while,
though.
he was that guy.
So that's what this guy's gonna be. He's gonna be the
Even
next Don King.
pre-Tyson. Like, he was involved in a lot of those, like, Ali, George Foreman matches, like the Thrilla in Manila and that kind of shit.
Tyson was probably the most high-profile boxer of that era.
Yeah, of the like 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, like Foreman, I think Ali, those guys are big names. They're on the same line, but I think Holyfield, as great of a fighter as he was,
Holyfield was better, but he wasn't as high profile.
Yeah, his name just doesn't carry the weight that a Tyson does.
Yeah, and then like before that, Ali and Frazier, and Joe Louis was really popular in his day too. But that's going further back. Rocky Marciano, that's another one. Let's read the Streamlabs and then we'll move on to the next thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the last day of our goal. We are 62.5% of the way there. Thank you guys for getting us closer and closer. Anything you can give tonight helps. We're going to be back, was it next Thursday?
Yes.
Antonovich gave that big love. Thank you. Lord of Nurgle gave that big love. Antonovich gave big love again. Lord of Nurgle said, how can he slap?
How can he slap?
Antonovich gave more big love. Oh my God. Dingus gave that big love. Tahale with that said, with gratitude and appreciation. Thank you. DJ Fix Soul said, Pook Gang. Koopcar gave that big love. And that catches us up for the night tonight so far. Appreciate you guys so much. We are continually running this third show a week because of you guys. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
I wonder if Don King, is he... When's the last time we saw him? Wasn't it when he was like...
He's been around here and there
wasn't
anyway.
Wasn't he with Donald Trump and like there was like a...
He's a Trump buddy.
Yeah.
That's the only reason Mike Tyson lived in Cleveland was because Don King is from Cleveland. And he had this huge, like, sprawling estate that he lived in. And it was abandoned for like a decade. And now it's a church, like a mega church.
Yeah, I saw some of the abandoned videos. Cool house.
Yeah.
Cool house.
Don King actually he went to prison either for manslaughter or like third-degree murder for a while also. Don King has a really fucked up past. Here we go. We're going into antagonism. Cheers. I saw a video where Mike Tyson punched Don King. Not like as hard as he could. But
were they in a pool together kissing?
No. No, they were like, it was like an outtake from an interview they did together, and Don King pissed Mike Tyson off, and Mike Tyson hit Don King in the shoulder, and Don King made his face like, ow!
Wow, that intro is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, it was made by Mitch DC. Yeah, it's amazing. Gazi Kozo gets tossed down a staircase by Jesse
Lee Peterson, was it? Yeah.
You gonna touch me, DP?
Let's what's the? Oh no, that's
Jennifer
that again.
Robbins.
He's
Jennifer
back.
Robbins and I walked alone.
He got out. Oh, damn it.
I bought a brand new bowl yesterday that has Winnie the Pooh on it, like a soup bowl, a big soup eating bowl, had Winnie the Pooh on it. I like Winnie the Pooh a lot.
See, when I hear
that up.
bowl, I automatically think of weed.
No, I mean, that's why I had to say soup bowl, though, because you were looking at me with those eyes like,
I was like,
you bought a weed bowl? No, a soup bowl, man.
Well, you have a volcano vape.
I know.
Fitting to don my old appeal to heaven cap for this video.
This is Nick Fuentes Jr., this guy.
The clip I'm about to show you is blatant and insane tyranny. Honestly, though, I don't blame Joe Biden for this insane, tyrannical statement. He is clearly a puppet. He has dementia. It's very sad. He can barely see through the clouds of dementia long enough to make out...
I mean, he is a puppet. I don't know if he has dementia. He might. I know he's really old. But...
statement, he gets mixed up halfway through and confused. But the people who own Joe Biden, Goldberg Sachs, Facebook, that type, the ones writing the statement,
Hold on.
Goldberg
Facebook?
Sachs and Facebook? Goldberg Sachs?
We went places quickly there.
You think Facebook controls our government?
And Goldberg Sachs?
I think it's Goldman
He
Sachs.
said Goldberg Sachs,
Oh
right?
my God. Goldberg Sachs.
Yeah.
No, seriously, no. Facebook got reamed by the government. They don't have control. They fucking ruined their website because of the government. So now, if you even say something, even like totally joking, like, I'm going to kick your ass, or like, you're a piece of shit, you should die, or whatever, they will suspend you.
Yeah.
Like,
But also, on top of all of that, on top of all of this, the same guys that own Joe Biden own all your guys too, dude. To get there, you serve the own freaking master. You all serve the same master. Like none of your guys aren't bought and paid for by the same people. Get over it. You think you're on the winning team. You're just split apart with your own delusions. The delusions the other side shares. It's the same damn puppet master, Papa.
his name is Lat Maimon.
Lat Maimon?
Maimon.
Matt Lehman?
Lat Maimon.
This is I don't
Lat Maimon.
I don't like it.
Lat Maimon.
I don't like
Maimon.
it.
Can you say it?
Is he styling himself after Fuentes, like, genuinely? Is that, like, his plan here, do you think? Or?
Kind of, because he wears the Hawaiian shirts that a lot of those alt-right white nationalist guys wear.
Adlinter says you can't say men are trash without getting timed for a strike on your Facebook account.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They'll find that to be harassment or something.
It is harassment. Men aren't trash. Stop clumping everybody together.
As hard as he can to read, they are openly
You know what?
tyrannical.
I'm gonna go on a misogynistic tirade right now.
Please don't.
Men,
Don't
men,
let us stop you.
Men, all right.
Go wrong there.
You all not only owe men an apology, you owe men a great debt of gratitude. Men have forever, like, yeah, sure. Some men are bad. Some men do horrible things. They do horrible things to women, and then you know what? Most other men get in the way of those men and stop them from doing it. You got that damn kid, the swimmer. Was
David Schwimmer?
The Samson kid. The Simpson, no, the Brock Turner. Brock Turner did that thing to that poor girl, but two dudes came and pulled him off.
That Schwimmer?
Two dudes.
I think he was like a lacrosse player or something.
I don't know what he was. Whatever he was. He was bad, but there were good guys there to stop him.
Okay.
We gotta stop. Stop lumping all men
What
together.
is your point?
Stop lumping all men together. Men are good.
In intention.
You do well by treating men well.
And the Second Amendment from the day of the past.
I'm playing. Most men ain't
limited
shit.
The type of people who could own a gun and what type of weapon you could own. You couldn't buy a cannon. Those who say the blood of patriots, and all the stuff about how we're going to have to move against the government. Well, the tree of liberty is not water with the blood of patriots. What's happened is
I literally, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but at least I'm honest. I mainly voted for him just because I wanted Trump's like cunty supporters to eat crow. That's
I'm sure a lot of people are in that boat.
Absolutely.
Not even Trump. His supporters are the worst. They're like the worst, and so they're so dumb and arrogant. That's why I wanted Trump to lose so bad.
I think that Biden's main point as president should be working on mental health care so he can get all these Trump supporters the mental health care they need.
Yeah, including himself, and I'm not saying he has anything the same to do with the Trump derangement people, but Biden's not in touch with his own faculties. Let's put it that way. He probably is a good guy. I have no idea, but he should not be commander in chief. I don't think he's fit to be commander in chief. He makes absolutely no sense. I don't think he even knows where he is on the planet half the time. But was it better than Trump? Sure, but
But he's got
bars here.
He's a career politician, and this is why I think that maybe it was the right move to vote for Biden, because he knows how to play DC. He knows how to stride the party lines. He knows how to get stuff done by working with the other side. And if we do actually want to see any sort of progress, fighting with the other side hasn't been working. We saw Obama, who was pretty centered, still struggle for 8 years to get that Republican style healthcare plan through. Like it's trouble. Maybe Biden will know who to put into place underneath him to get the job done because of his 30 years playing the game. This is his game. The U.S. politics is his game. So maybe somewhere there he can get something done. I don't know though. It's all pretty fucking terrible.
And if something happens to him, we get Kamala Harris, which I think probably most people would be okay with.
I don't know.
Personally, I don't think she'd do that great of a job. But again, the bar is really low here.
I just think it's great that all cops are bastards except Kamala Harris.
As an unbiased colonialist looking in at you guys, I must say I find both Trump and Biden incredibly cripplingly painful to listen to for more than half a second at any given point in time, and
we feel the pain.
It's genuinely painful to listen, for different reasons, but it's still equally painful.
Yeah, I mean, Biden doesn't even know how to give a speech. He rambles on. He doesn't understand what the hell he's saying. He just goes from one track to another track to another track, and people trying to piece them together going, okay, look, you had it written out for you. You had your speech. You read it. That's all you need to do. You don't even have to come up with the things on top of your head. You read it, and he still fucks it up.
Yeah.
Let's see what more he says.
There never been, if you wanted to think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
This is a good
point.
point.
Is that there's always
That's a good point.
The ability to rationally limit the type of weapon that can be owned.
These people that think that they have to have the Second Amendment merely to own guns because they're afraid the government is going to take over everything and they need to protect themselves as a government, you don't stand fuck all chance if that's ever going to happen. Am I pro Second Amendment? Yes. Did I used to own firearms? Yes. I had a CWP up in Washington. I'm all for that. But if your reason to have firearms thinking that you're going to defend yourself if there's ever a government, takeover of everything, it ain't going to do shit.
And who can own it?
Yeah, what are you going to do, big guy? You going to nuke Charleston? Nuke Dallas right after that? Going to start carpet bombing Louisiana? In order to enforce a police state or a tyranny, you need boots on the ground. You need police officers, army, on every street corner enforcing it. That's what militias with rifles are for. An armed citizenry is required to remove a tyrannical government. I think the U.S. government of all people should understand what radicalized people in the mountains with long rifles can do to a conventional war.
And people who should be institutionalized should not have access to guns. This is what we're talking about here. We're talking about putting limitations on who can buy guns and what type of guns they can buy. If you want to have all these crazy, ridiculous weaponries, you should have to go through a series of classes to get a license that probably takes at least 6 months to get the higher class level of stuff. You can have your entry-level pistols, your entry-level rifles. You can get those pretty simple in America. Why not? Give everybody a gun and a Happy Meal, call it a day. But if you want this really high-powered, crazy stuff, you should probably have to prove to somebody that you're capable of using it. Same way you have to prove to somebody you're capable of driving a car.
Warfare unit.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
Nobody should have an issue with that. It's this slippery slope mentality where they think giving an inch is going to take a mile.
Well, right. It's one thing to have the ability to own a firearm, but we know that ability can be taken away. These are liberties; they're not rights; they are liberties. Owning a firearm, people call it a right to bear arms. It is technically not a right, and because of that, there can be restrictions of certain.
It is
things.
in the
So, for
Bill
example,
of Rights, though, isn't it?
It's in the Bill of Rights, but these are liberties that are enumerated in the Bill of Rights.
But they've taken our liberties away before. All right, how many slaves do you have?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no. I have, again, look, if you're a felon, you can't vote, right? You can have these things taken away from you, and so the ability to own a firearm, if it's done properly and regulated properly, where it's not impossible based upon your social status, your ethnicity, your color, your race, your gender, then I have no problem with that. Equal across the board. That everybody that owns a firearm, you must go to a mandatory safety class. That is without question. Know how to handle that firearm, and then do a proficiency of some kind. That is not a big deal. I think most responsible firearm owners are all for that. I know very few that think there should be unrestricted access to firearms, especially as you mentioned, some of the more powerful ones. Right? If you want to own a Derringer 22 or something, okay, simple. Go past your thing, get your license. But if you want to own, something along the lines of an AK-47 or AR-15, then you probably need a little more training.
And what if we just raised the price of bullets so like you really had to think before you let one go?
Okay, I'm going to waste $20 capping this guy.
If it's going to be $60 to murder somebody, maybe you won't do it. Or maybe you're rich, and then at that point, you were going to get away with it anyways.
Insinuate that if there was an uprising against the U.S. government, that you would be willing to indiscriminately slaughter millions of U.S. civilians with nuclear warheads. That's pretty interesting.
Is that interesting? As interesting as it is that you think you and your friends with guns and beer can overthrow the government? You're just as freaking nuts, dude. They're not saying they're going to come bomb America to prove a point. What they're saying is you ain't doing nothing if they don't want you to.
They're going to be as organized as the Viet Cong. That you don't know these guys. These guys are going to have tunnels dug through the mountains. They're going to be popping out, taking on tanks, blowing up nukes in the air. That's what they're going to be doing.
If you really want to overthrow the government, okay, buy some Facebook ads under a Russian server name and just convince people like you to go out and say stupid things and destroy their country on their own. It's that simple. You don't need guns.
Propaganda is the way to go.
Propaganda pays the bills.
The thing that comes from this statement isn't even the weird power trip that he goes on, but rather the understanding of the power dynamic of the Constitution that the government seems to be presenting. The Constitution was not created as a limitation on the rights of the people by the government. The government did not come down to the people and say, here you go, here's the Constitution, a gift from the government to the people. We believe you deserve these rights. You earned them. Congratulations. We're just so benevolent. The intention of the Constitution is to shackle the government. It was the people who created the Constitution and handed the Constitution to the government and said, this is your contract. If you infringe upon this contract, we will pick up our rifles and we will kill you. I do not own a gun.
Yeah, so maybe we should reevaluate everything. If this entire operating system that we run our country off of...
When I moved to Kentucky this year, I bought several guns. A Glock 17, an AK-47, with a drum mag, an AR-15, and a bullpup shotgun. Not because I want to fight the corrupt government or any dumb shit like that, but because...
Probably because he likes weapons and he
lived in New York City prior to Kentucky, where he couldn't own even a handgun.
But because they're fun to play with.
And I have no problem with people doing that if they are responsible gun owners.
Yeah, they are fun to play with. Keep them out of the hands of children or criminals.
Did you see the video where the two idiots were at a firing range acting like they're like what? How would you describe what they were doing?
Like
I'll shoot above your head.
Tandem target practice, and like one guy would tactically go in front of the other and cause cover for the other guy to like reload. And they were chunder dumpsters, big old chubsters, doing this little Charlie's Angel dickhead dance. And then one fat was ducked down, reloading his weapon. The other guy was shooting behind him. Dude stands up, gets his hat blown off his head. Luckily, just his hat.
It literally like shot the very top of his hat off of his head.
They were shooting real bullets at each other.
Yes, not at each other, behind each other.
I'll play it so you can see it because it's so ridiculous.
Goof Troop stuff.
I want to see this.
It's so bad.
That's some dumb shit right there.
I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know who I'm
They should have been
free.
playing
when
laser
you're-
tag or something.
When you're in the military, we qualify on 9mm, and you're in boot camp, and obviously most people in boot camp when you first get there are all fuck ups, right? It's to be
Yes.
expected. When you go to the range, which is a little bit more toward the middle of the boot camp, if I remember correctly, you even put weapon anywhere off center line. You this and that way, you're gonna have a bad day. There are very, very specific rules.
Look at these men. Yes,
God.
get him, Papa. Reload, Papa. You got this, Papa. Pew pew.
That is one of the dumbest fucking. Wow.
Pew pew.
Can you do that again?
All right.
These guys are fucking idiots.
Pew pew.
He tried. He had to cock it again.
Wow.
Like, I will say, like, as living in a country where guns really aren't common at all, right? Like, and are mostly illegal. I always find it very interesting. Like, these sort of videos, like you see here, are the sort that our media would like push around. Like, this is what all Americans are like with their guns. Now, obviously, as I'm married to an American and I've spent a significant time in the States as well, I know that isn't the case. But
It's used for propaganda like that. Yeah.
But prior to spending time in the States, I genuinely did think that was the way. It wasn't until I saw a lot more, like, I would say, responsible gun owners and stuff that I became a bit more understanding of the the culture behind like American gun rights and things like that. And it took experiencing it firsthand for me to like, because here the media would just be like, Americans are crazy with their guns everywhere, shooting everything all the time. That would just be like, that would be this portrayal. You know?
Your case, so Piers Morgan would be all over this. This would be what he would be using. And look, and this is not normal for gun users. Most gun users in America, the vast majority, handle them very safely and know how to use them properly. They don't do dumb shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
Or when they do dumb shit like this, they're not lucky enough to only get their hat blown off. Minx,
Yeah, that's true.
big question, Minx, big question.
Sure.
How many times in your life have you just been in your neighborhood and you've heard gunshots go off?
Never in my entire life.
How many times have you been?
I mean, so I've heard when I've been in the US, I've heard gunshots, but when I've been in the UK, I've never heard a gunshot go off in my life.
This
I will say
neighborhood
until
never.
Not this neighborhood, but like you've heard it, right?
Toledo, I'd hear them all the time.
Yeah, Steve, have you heard gunshots go off in your neighborhood?
Oh, yeah, all the freaking time, man.
Yeah.
Especially, and not just on New Year's or 4th of July. Then
Donate to
people
the sweet
shoot
boys.
their guns. But
Also, hi Minx. You're one of my favorite guests.
See, they love you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna go take a pee. You guys talk about guns and sex and drugs. I'll be back.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, like, I guess like here you just wouldn't hear or see it very often. If like until I went to until I was in the US for like regular periods of time, like I hadn't really seen guns. Now I've stayed with people in the US that have big gun collections. I've obviously walked around Walmarts and shit like that where their guns are for sale and stuff like that. And I'm much more exposed to it than I would say a lot of people in the UK are, because I've spent significant amount of time in the US. You know what I mean? But like I think most people here would generally the reaction here, if you hear a gun or you see a gun, is to like freak the fuck out and call the police. And I would say that if someone is in public with a gun, your chances of living for more than a few minutes are pretty fucking slim. Like the police will just roll up and you'll be dead. You'll be shot dead in seconds.
And matter of fact, there's a couple unfortunate things as a firearm owner you have to be aware of. One, if you do pull a weapon, the cops may kill you. There have been many times where they have shot the good guy in the situation because they don't know. They're rolling up on a situation.
Sure.
They don't know who's what. Now, our cops here suck when it comes to understanding you don't fire your weapon unless there is a reason to fire. That's life and death or something of that nature. And a lot of these officers shoot first, ask questions later. Those are not the officers that should be on the force, but it does happen. So even as somebody who is a conscientious gun owner, I mean, in fact, there was a 357 Magnum sitting on this very desk that I'm at right here just yesterday because we were moving things around. There's a gun safe here where there was. They moved the gun safe. They took all the guns out, and there was a 357. There was some shotguns, a 22 rifle, So there's a lot of guns in this house. If one of us were to, you take that gun out and, a police officer sees it, they're going to be on high alert, unfortunately.
Sure. I think that I think culturally is where it ultimately comes down to. Like, I don't think adding guns into the UK would be a particularly helpful thing. I think it's very ingrained in who we are now that we don't, there are shotguns. Like, farmers use shotguns, like to kill like predators and shit like that still, and there are like situations where it could be used, but generally speaking, it's not a common thing here. And I think we have incredibly low gun crime as a result. That said, I can equally see how in the US things are, culturally the way they are, and you'd never take guns away, in America either. You know what I mean? It just isn't going to happen. So I think I have I think I have quite a nuance view just because I can see it from both sides. But I think a lot of people in this country would just be utterly terrified, actually, by seeing the amount of weaponry in the US, for example.
Yeah, no, it's a cultural thing now, and in the UK, putting guns in that culture would be a very bad idea.
Yeah, we already stab each other a shit ton. Adding projectiles to it would make things a lot worse.
Yeah, here's speaking of guns, I think Ted Nugent owns 25% of the United States' private gun ownership.
Really quick, Antonovich gave another 50 that I guess didn't get read.
Oh, okay.
Said also shooting a basic bitch Glock is the same as shooting an AK because the AK is not an actual assault rifle. None of the AKs or ARs you buy are select fire, semi-auto only. I believe you'd need an FFL to get an auto. Yeah, semi-automatic guns are pretty much all you can buy as a normal buyer, right? The automatic weaponry is illegal,
but they can be modified easily.
Oh yeah, it's super easily.
We used to sell
Uzis at the pawn shop, and they were semi-automatic Uzis. Which who needs a semi-automatic Uzi? But all you gotta do is file off a little thing, and Papa goes.
Yeah. Here's some more Ted Nugent stuff.
So welcome to the Ted and Shemaine Nugent, Queen of the Forest Boogie. Is there any way to get that down so it's not small space?
I know, right? If I hold it.
There you go. Whoa.
Yeah, but I got to hold it.
Well, how come you can't make that
It
tighter?
won't. I can't make it tighter.
Stupid technology. But regardless of regardless of stupid technology, here we are anyway. I bet I can do it. I bet I'm going to hit something and break it.
That's it. No.
Can you flatten that?
What we're
My
doing.
name is Ted Nugent, and I truth, logic, and common
He
sense. Orgy time.
is trying to, at the last minute, he wanted to go live on his Facebook, but we are live on my Facebook.
Why we can double our pleasure, double our fun.
Yes, we could. We're on Facebook and my personal Facebook, my public Facebook, and also YouTube. We should also do this on our Spirit of the Wild Facebook page. But so,
typically I call it the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, but basically we're Facebook live and
Spirit Campfire.
I don't know if we can download on YouTube, but my son Rocco is now doing TikTok, and I know that
he's doing TikTok dances. The TikTok dances. So in the chat, where is it? Somebody was talking shit in the chat.
Oh,
and they were asking. Billy, what's an assault rifle? I don't know anything about guns. I'll have you know, I shot somebody last week. Okay? I know. Okay? Papa, you can't phase me. I know things. Get off my lap.
Pinks own that. Okay. Ooh, can't say that. Okay. But so we have to be polite to the communist Chinese. We don't want to offend the communist Chinese in between slaughtering the Uyghurs and the concentration
camps. Don't get me banned here.
Bowl, Billy.
The what?
He's going after your Winnie the Pooh soup bowl. That's a sign of the Communist Party of China.
The Winnie the Pooh.
Needs to leave my soup bowl alone. I love Winnie the Pooh. He's a sweet boy. He loves honey. I love honey. We get stuck in windows all the time. Or caves.
You can't take any Winnie the Pooh over to China now. They banned it.
Oh,
Anything with Winnie the Pooh.
Christopher Robin and I walked along under branches lit up by the moon. I could sing that song literally forever and never get tired of singing it. What a beautiful song. What a beautiful poo.
Can everyone else around you, though, get tired of it? Though?
Probably, yeah. Posing our questions to Owl and Eeyore. Such a beautiful song.
Please.
Truth, logic, and common sense.
I know, but
literally, it's almost like saying there's a tornado coming and they'll blame me for blowing your barn down. No, I just said the tornado was coming. The tornado blew your barn down, not the weatherman.
The tornado blew your barn down. I told everybody a tornado was coming. I told them all. The people, in a fervent rage, decided to go out and fight that tornado. And when that tornado didn't come, these people were ready to fight, and they just destroyed everything in their path, waiting for that tornado to come. Even though it never came, they left a bigger destruction than the tornado. But it's not my fault. It's not the weatherman's fault. I told these people there was a tornado coming. It's not my fault they got out there and destroyed more than their tornado ever would. It's not my fault. You're a rebel rouser, Papa. You might have some mental defectiveness as well. Get checked.
He looks pretty good for 72 years old, Ted Nugent. I will
She's
say.
She's like pushing 60.
Yeah.
That's a lot of makeup, though, I'm sure.
Who cares? Who cares?
I think there's lots of other things potentially. Yeah.
Let's not forget that the good all-American boy, Ted fucking Nugent, shit his pants to get out of Vietnam. Also, that bitch looks like a used-up sex doll.
She does look like the 1970s model of a sex doll. It's been sitting in your attic like your dad used it when he was a kid, and now you've inherited all his shit, and you're like, do I fuck my dad's old toy or not? You do. But it's
you
nostalgia.
Guys really good goal. Holy shit. You're 85% now.
Yes. Yes. Thanks to Antonovich and everybody else who's just been showing that love tonight. Appreciate you guys. Ted told them the tornado was full of communists. They all went out with AR-15s and tanks to fight the commie NATO. Really, though, it's like we're over here warning about a storm. The storm doesn't come. We got people who I think, what is it, QAnon? The QAnon people that are out here, like a dad killing his family, right? Isn't that a story that came up earlier? The people storming the Washington, D.C., and then coming out later saying that they were mentally unfit and they shouldn't be held accountable for their actions because they were crazy. We're stirring up the crazies. We're creating the frickin' storm with this talk.
I mean, there's just so much crazy shit going on at the moment, like discourse-wise. It's impossible to avoid, really.
Chosen One says, sounds like Billy is speaking from experience. My dad never had sex toys. My dad used drugs. He could get any woman he wants as long as she was high. We're going to continue watching this video.
Well, we all know this. It's a sad time in America, and what's worse is what's going on in Afghanistan, and it's very troubling to so many people. And we often feel like yesterday I did. What are you doing?
I'm doing this because I improvise it.
Doing this.
See? Oh, see?
Oh, wait a minute.
You turn around there.
He's a great guitarist, but he is pretty annoying, isn't he?
That worked.
I mean,
yeah, this is just cringe. This at the moment.
There's a lot of great guitarists, right? Like, I think he is who he is because of how annoying he is. We only talk about Ted Nugent today because of this, and I think there's a lot of people that value Ted Nugent because he's willing to say what other people are too smart to say.
The Noosh. I always thought that sounded like someone taking a shit, like the nickname the Noosh. Like just like a nugget of poo.
Ew. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
But anyhow, isn't communication great? By the way, thank you, everybody, for supporting Shemaine in all of her truth, logic, and common sense. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire and our 31st year of Ted Nugent Spirit of the Wild TV and Outdoor Channel. That? 500 episodes.
He has his own TV station?
His own channel. I don't know if it's or his own show. I don't know exactly if it's on his own station. They said 500 episodes. If it's 30 years with 500 episodes, that's probably not enough to fill a whole station's worth of programming. The Spirit Campfire.
Oh, it's a YouTube show. It looks like Ted Nugent's Spirit Campfire. Okay.
Probably hasn't done that on YouTube for 30 years.
Dave Watson and the entire team, Linda Peterson and Toby Nugent and Sasha and Rocco and all the children and the band and the crew. By the way, I'm just going to take a moment to say that I just recorded the most ferocious, sexy, animal breeding soundtrack record of my life, Ted Nugent, Detroit Muscle. The first single will be out, Come and Take It. It's a love song.
It's a love song.
Holy shit, that escalated quickly.
It does with him. He's out of his mind.
Yeah, he's a little out there. Eccentric.
Yeah. What else we got? Let's check this out.
Every form of media now is just pushing some type of leftist political agenda, either anti-white or anti-Christian, usually both. And I don't like that at all. I disagree with it. That's my take on it. I can't even let my daughter watch like Nickelodeon or anything new from Sesame Street because they're just teaching white people how to hate themselves and they're promoting sodomy and pride and sin. I don't know, part of me feels like there's going to end up being like some...
Okay, no matter how much of the media is teaching white people how to hate themselves, if you're even a decent enough parent, you can just teach your kid how to love themselves and the media won't get to them. Just pay a little attention to them, show them where the media will try and manipulate you because here's something that's been going on for 70, 80 years in this country since the invention of television and advertisements on television. The media has been manipulating you this entire frickin' time, and you should be aware of that and how to navigate through that from the age of a young child. You should be, everybody's talking about, what was that, Steve?
Are they like seriously using Sesame Street to brainwash people and put forth the communist agenda and the Trump agenda and the gay agenda or whatever the agenda that he wants to think is somehow destroying humanity? It's being done covertly through Sesame Street.
Yes. Big Bird.
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing.
Sounds legit.
That's the thing. Teaching a message of tolerance and teaching a message of accountability towards those around you that may not have what you have is brainwashing and manipulating your kid who, is white. And if Sesame Street's saying, white people are guilty, I don't know if they're saying this or not. I don't know what Sesame Street is saying. He's probably taken it out of context. But there are people out there that are saying stuff like that. And if you're a kid, you should know the difference between who you are and who people say you are. But that doesn't mean we keep them from watching Sesame Street. Let them watch this stuff so when they come to you with the questions, you can give them real answers. But he's going to brainwash his kid regardless. You can obviously tell his goal here is to create the perfect little Catholic super soldier for the alt-right.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. You're basically saying in your own way that kids have a right to grow up to be racist, homophobic, sexist, bigoted asswipes. And Sesame Street needs to stop that. Allow the kids to grow up and be those shit people that he wants them to be.
Yeah. Everybody. Okay. I think everybody should have the opportunity to grow up and be a bigot. I think everybody should have the right to be a bigot.
It's the American way, right?
I mean, basically.
Well, at least in the South or wherever this
I mean, but you should have that right. You shouldn't want to do that. As a society, we should be kind, caring, and show people a better way that attracts them to a better way. We shouldn't shove it down their throat. We shouldn't be the militant people saying, ooh, you think guys kissing is gross? You're gross. Go to hell. I'll kill you. Like, if someone thinks guys kissing is gross, guess what? They haven't seen enough guys.
They didn't like the first segment of the program.
Yeah, they haven't seen enough guys kissing. And they're not going to want to see guys kissing if they're forced into it. You got to be nudged into it. You got to have Big Bird and Snuffleupagus do a little fudge packing. Just give a little bit of that stink dink.
Those people would have seriously missed the point of that video where they have not. Yes.
I mean, I was completely heterosexual and not a raging lesbian until I saw Sesame Street at age 5. And then
it has an effect on people, right? I mean, you see Big Bird and shit
happens.
happens. Yeah.
More and more blatantly obvious, and I keep seeing more and more people.
More than Sesame Street. Grover would totally kick his ass.
start to talk about this type of stuff. But then on the other hand, I think, like, look how bad things already are and nothing happens, you know? So I don't know. Things just keep getting worse and worse. I guess we just have to have faith in Jesus Christ. But things in our world are certainly getting harder and harder to deal with.
All we need to do is have faith in Jesus Christ. I was really sad today. Like a few months ago, one of my favorite women wrestlers ever followed me on Twitter, and I was like marking out.
I remember you were marking out on the show.
Yeah, I was marking out. Also, I had a big crush on her when I was younger.
Yeah, she was a cute wrestler.
Oh.
She was the alt girl.
Yeah, and like so Daffney.
Yeah,
Daffney. She took her own life, and she left this really weird, almost like suicide note video.
It was a very sad video where she was
cocks a
talking
gun
about how
in it.
I didn't see that part.
Oh my god!
She was talking about how lonely she's been. Really,
she said she wanted to donate her brain as well and things like that, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she said that she thought that part of what was wrong with her. By the way, she did like a Sarah Palin character.
That's a really cool gimmick.
But yeah, she a lot of people, including someone like Chris Benoit, had a lot of concussions, and it caused a lot of mental instability.
She had like some serious concussions, like back from WCW, I think, that sort of era. She got like some really, really bad ones.
She
on
had
record.
spinal fusion in her neck too, so she had all of it. She came in as an actress and ended up showing them that she could wrestle.
Yeah,
and they let her actually get in the ring. But it's really sad. Yeah, it's, like she says in the video, I don't know if we want to watch it. It's pretty sad.
No,
but
we don't.
She says in the video that like you can hear her cock the gun, and she talks about how she doesn't want to damage her brain because she wants them to study her brain to figure out what's going on with her.
Yeah,
that means she didn't shoot her. She shot herself, but not in the head, which is awful. She probably like. I mean, you don't die quickly when you shoot yourself anywhere else but your head, usually.
That's horrible. Yeah, if any of you are out there and you think about following Ben on Twitter, we can get you help. It's so fucked up. But God, she's like, this is her like later on in
Sarah
life.
Palin.
Yeah,
Oh, dude. She was gorgeous.
A beautiful, talented
She
person.
was Shark Girl.
Was that what? Yeah, in TNA.
Yeah, in TNA.
Yeah,
that was
that's
one of the
TNA,
many
yeah.
characters she did.
Yeah.
She did Draculetta in Wrestlicious. Remember Wrestlicious, baby? Yeah. Yeah, she did Draculetta. Here's her just like wrestling as herself, like Daffney, like a non-gimmicky character for a while. She had a few other names too. But yeah, it's sad. And
yeah, it's really sad.
She started out as a child actress. Like here's
Really?
a little yes, check this out.
Camellia. Everyone knows because that shiny cheap toys. My daddy says it's an old
There she is right there.
In the background?
Yep, that's Daphne.
He is not. He's the nicest man in the whole world. My parents gave me a doll where she says whole sentences on a cassette. You don't have any.
I remember this scene.
What is this movie from?
I'm not sure.
She took a bump. She took a bump at 6 years old.
It's in her.
I feel like I've seen this.
It's
I
in
feel
her
like I've seen this,
filmography.
like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what this show is, but
I couldn't tell you what it is, but it just rings a bell.
yeah, that's really heartbreaking. She was all over Twitter on my Twitter feed last night. Her name was at the top, and then today when it said "Rest in Peace," I was hoping somebody had gotten to her and helped her out.
Yeah, I just saw people panicking and trying to reach out to her, but no one obviously did. It looks like, well, no one could get in contact with her.
It's a shame too. When people have those kind of things, and mental wellness is so misdiagnosed and misunderstood, and people think they want to end their whole lives and they don't reach out to other people. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, like most people, especially in her era where they didn't care about it quite as much, the pre-Benoit killing his family era of wrestling, that you got concussions. That's just how it was. Like you got a concussion and you just shook it off and kept going, and
Yeah.
you wrestled almost every day. So, because you were doing TV, and then you were doing like the live events around, like the non-televised events all around too.
Yeah, like every night probably. For the most part.
Like one or two days off a week tops, but it's not a normal job where you like sit at a desk. It's a job where you will eventually get injured no matter what. Eventually you will have a serious injury, like a broken bone or a dislocated joint or like your neck's fucked up, a concussion. It's inevitable, which is crazy because these people didn't, up until now I think with AEW they have it, there was no health insurance provided by...
From what I heard, the health insurance wasn't given to every wrestler. It was given to people who...
You probably have to have a certain amount of hours in.
Well, I think it had to do with whether or not you could do a job that was on the other side of the stuff that people do get insurance for with WWE, like if they work in the back.
No, yeah, I'm not talking about WWE. I'm talking about
AEW was giving people like jobs, at least in the beginning. I don't know how it is now, but in the beginning they were giving people jobs like with the staff, like the backstage staff and stuff. The wrestlers would work double duty so they could get health care.
Yeah, but
go ahead. Out of interest, right? So like the independent contractor stuff, WWE like superstars are still independent contractors, right? That's the situation there. But what is in AEW? Are they actually employed, or are they all contractors?
I think some of them are actually employed, and some of them are not. It depends on like how much they're in there.
Scott was out to dinner with Ref Aubrey from AEW, and I was like, I showed up at the restaurant just randomly when everybody was out to dinner. I sat down, and she was talking about like how she had been set up with her pay or her health care or whatever, her benefits, and that's how they were doing it. They were like tying people into actual office staff jobs to get them on that.
They don't have to do that though. They don't have to.
Yeah, that's just how it was in the beginning. So I don't know if they've gone further with it.
Because they could make them actually employees and not have to give them a second job to justify it. Like, they don't have to be private contractors. That's some bullshit stuff that's existed in the business since the beginning. It's madness. Someone made a Chris Chan trailer as if the movie Joker was about Chris Chan.
Oh, God.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, check this out.
Hello. My name is Christian Weston Chandler from Rutgers, Virginia. My mother and my father are both really nice, old-fashioned type people. I was diagnosed with high-functional autism, and I lived a somewhat rough life. Some of the teachers and principals, they abused me by pinning me to the ground. Every detail on that heinous page against me is all a pack of lies. I want everything about my house off the internet! Now, 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 now! You see me smile because I'm smiling. I want you to back off my friends and come face me man to man.
Leave me and my friends alone! Back the fuck off! Oh, we are going to have so much fun together when you and I are together.
We're broken up, you hope you jerks are happy.
To your fear and sorrows. Is this the guy that ripped his grandma or something?
Not his grandma, his mother.
His mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old enough to be his grandmother, but his mother.
Yeah, they're in jail right now for that.
The present and the future beyond this date.
We're told the fire started in a first-floor bathroom, but got quickly out of control. The cause of the fire.
You know, there's a video of Chris Chan at a fucking city council meeting, and he's got like a sign that he's holding up. It's ridiculous.
Still under investigation.
Nothing to do with exactly what's on there, a cartoon, and listen to what's on it.
Don't call anybody. My mother, my father! Angry at me! They're glancing at me! It's my fault! I am angry! If I like to try, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go.
That video was from the first time Chris Chan got drunk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's not that great. It doesn't.
I'm
It's
sure
just
you guys
mental
have
illness.
talked about this incident ad nauseum in the most recent stuff, right?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
You want to hear more about it?
And then the weird stuff about Isabella Loretta Junkie.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that stuff on Twitter as well. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just looked up a little more on the AEW offering health insurance, and they are bringing people into office jobs to give them the health insurance. This is 2 years ago reported when it was like John Oliver was talking about them giving health care to their wrestlers. That's not exactly how it worked. I think Cody was talking about trying to get everybody they could on the health care, and Cody was more talking about it. But it was never an official thing. So AEW, I still can't find anything other than them getting people office jobs, wrestlers' office jobs.
Such a weird thing to do.
Work. Yeah, but it's weird though that you're in a business that needs your body, right? Like,
And
the
and
physical
injuries
demands.
are inevitable.
I guess they don't really give health insurance to the people in the NFL, right? Like,
I don't think they're private contractors. I think. Hold on, I'll check. I'm pretty sure they get health insurance through their team.
what? How could they? How's that possible?
Well, they have a union too, for one thing.
What?
Most major sports have a union. Let's see. The NFL Player Insurance Plan provides health and welfare benefits to eligible players and their eligible dependents in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement between the NFL Management Council and the NFL Players Association. So their union collectively bargains for it with the league.
Your healthcare terrifies and confuses me every time I hear stuff.
It is terrifying.
I don't know. America's the land of the free, man. We're the only free country left, man.
It's not free healthcare.
Yeah, everybody's talking about how if they take away, I don't know, our right to hate, I don't know, that we're the last free country in the world. It's like, they'll end freedom across the world if they take away our God-given right to hate people. I'm like, look,
it's a liberty or a right, God-given liberty to hate people and be shitlords.
Yeah, God gave us the right to hate. They can't take that away from us.
That's the Southern motto, isn't it, down there?
I don't know. I actually
like Southern people.
Southern people are some of the sweetest people I know.
They're great, man. Yeah, seriously, they're great. The hospitality is wonderful.
I adore Southern people. I know my good friend from Kentucky, Antonovich.
He's not from Kentucky.
No.
I'm
just kidding. Bless their hearts.
So we're at 87%.
A lot of people say that we're going to hit this goal tonight.
I mean, it looks like it. It didn't look good at first, but now it looks like it.
That's kind of like the 2 o'clock rule, right? You're in the bar, you're drinking. The girl at the bar doesn't look good at first, but 2 o'clock rolls around, you're liquored up. You're like, I got no other options. You want to come home with me?
She's gorgeous. That could be my future wife right there.
And then she doesn't come home with you, so you just find that mushroom coom sock, that shroom coom sock.
God.
It's been growing in the corner of your room.
You get psychedelic.
Once.
Nasty, man.
You imagine, you have the hallucination that you went home with that 2 o'clock girl that you found.
Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder. Beautiful.
Good evening, Philly.
God, I hate this dude. Why do you always have every time? I hate
Taco Bell.
You don't like the king?
Challenge.
I hate King. I hate this guy.
What is his food challenge?
Food challenge. I'm gonna eat Taco Bell while drunk.
Preferred churches.
Oh God.
He's what's he gonna do to fuck up Taco Bell here? What's he gonna add?
He'll find a way. He will find.
It's a food challenge. Maybe he just eats the whole bag.
I'm gonna tear up the bag and put it on top of my tacos.
It's hard to ruin Taco Bell though.
It really is.
He'll
man.
find a way.
Taco Bell's the shit, man. I love Taco Bell. How do you fuck up Taco Bell?
By adding unnecessary garbage to it.
You get a taco, you eat the taco. It's not complicated.
He's at that level of drunk though, where this is like the equivalent of filet mignon. When you're this drunk, this is filet mignon. This is caviar.
Yeah, it's gourmet. Yeah,
this is lobster right here.
3-star Michelin type shit for him right now.
Is it duck confit?
This is duck confit, Ben.
Whoa.
When you're this drunk.
Yes.
He's gonna eat it with the cardboard wrapper attached to it, isn't he?
I've been there.
Yeah.
The Boglum Chews.
Can I just say, I hate watching other people fucking eat on YouTube, and I know it's like
Really?
a fucking genre, but like, not to name names, but there's certain people, if I see their thumbnails, I want to projectile vomit halfway across a fucking room.
Is it
every time I
Trisha
see it more
Paytas?
than- But like, okay, like seeing like a Nikado avocado thumbnail makes me physically want to die.
I've been doing.
If I'm honest with you.
I've been doing eating streams on my channel recently. I feel like you're attacking me. It's okay though. It was delicious. It was delicious. I have no regrets.
Your way of life
eating stream.
Yes, eating streams. They're very fun, very fruitful.
Chugga, sweet boys.
Woo!
We made it!
Good card.
Woo!
Getting us to that goal. Thank you very much. Thank you to Antonovich, everybody else.
Thank you.
Why are we watching him eat? I mean, he's just.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because this is riveting. This is.
How many views does this video have?
I'm not sure.
10 million.
He gets a lot of
10
them.
million.
This is Andy Warhol levels of art.
He's making a mockery of your life here, there, man.
He wears.
You make these kind of videos, don't you? And he's not entertaining.
No, he's super entertaining.
It's not lit properly either, you know.
This is noir. This is taco noir.
He
Taco
uses
Noir.
he uses
That's a good name for a restaurant. Taco
he uses
Noir.
pheromone soap because he thinks it increases your chances.
He
of
puts
getting
pheromone
laid.
soap on his tacos.
But he's in the middle of like a 4-year dry
You
spell.
know what? Fuck your goal, bitch. Turn it up to 11. This Russian got that big dick dedicated content.
Yes.
Making that big dick money to compensate
Swinging
for
it.
my actual tiny dick. And then spreading my green jizz. Money, bitch.
Appreciate you, Antonovich.
That situation. It's the only time I'm glad to see Brett Keane is when we get a big dono like that.
He's not eating Jack in the Box tacos. It was Taco Bell, right? Didn't he have the Taco Bell bag? He had the Taco Bell wrapper. Yeah, it was definitely 100% Taco Bell Doritos Locos.
He sort of slurred Taco Bell as well, I'm pretty sure. At the start. Yeah, like that, yeah.
Dude, I could put away. I don't know. He's trying to eat like 6 of them. I could probably do 10 of them. I
miss Taco Bell. Like American Taco Bell is so fucking good. I haven't had it for ages, and I fucking miss it. It's so good.
I could eat like 10 of them, but the next morning I would hate myself and I would poop like unbelievably. Like I would have to spend the first hour.
If it was just the basic
Fuck you,
tacos.
Antonovich. Day caffeine now.
Wow, Ben. Ben's gonna get wasted this week. You're buying Ben drinks all week.
I don't know what you're talking about. Wow, that's holy shit.
Oh man, it's getting good.
YouTube.
Covered nicely, tubes.
Diarrhea coming in nicely, tubes.
About to clear out my colon tubes.
King Cobra should do a colonoscopy stream where he like preps himself by drinking that nasty shit and then like.
I have to do that actually.
I've had like 3 of them. I've had 3 colonoscopies and 3 endoscopies. So I'm all like I've taken it from the front and the back. You know what I'm saying? Like
I've had the endoscope.
robots.
I got to go the other way because I just had my blood work done. It's routine stuff. So don't
it's awful.
I've had no
routine stuff.
colonoscopies or
But
endoscopies yet.
I want to make sure that I'm, healthy at my age. What's wrong with that?
Oh, sure. I mean, colon cancer usually doesn't get diagnosed. Like, you don't normally have symptoms of it until it's really bad. So why not have them take a look up there? And if
My
something's
brother
all
passed away from colon cancer. Yeah, he died.
Yeah, they can
he
remove
died
it.
younger. He died when he was 50, so he died earlier than me from colon cancer.
They
so, yeah,
normally, if they look like every 5 years, they'll just remove something that could possibly be a problem someday. It's easy.
Yep. That'll help. Like I said, I'm gonna do it.
Plus, I love when they put me under. Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, he really only needed the first 2 colonoscopies. The third one was more of a pleasure trip.
Just for fun.
Oh my God.
He was bored on Saturday.
When they-
He's like, "Hey, let's do it."
when they're like, all right, we're gonna give you some medicine now, I'm like, all right. And they open the floodgates on that IV, and you see it like swirling down the little tube, and then it goes into your arm. And then the first thing for me every time is that I taste it. I taste it in my mouth. And then they're like, all right, you're going to fall asleep. And then it's like I blast off into outer space, and then it's over.
This is Ben's Christmas miracle.
I love it.
It really is.
I know. I've been there. I remember when I had my endoscope. It was supposed to be like awake sedation, but she was like, "Oh, give him, such and such more." And I remember I was counting down from 10. I was like 10, 9, done. Next time I'm waking up and you just see the lights, with a little raspiness in your throat and shit, very dry. But yeah, there's some good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy feeling. It only lasts for a little while because then you pass out and then you wake up like seemingly instantly, even though it's been like 2 hours later.
Recreational colonoscopies. Yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, that's what I do.
Billy could give him some. They're in the same area. I mean, they're right next to each other. So Billy, give him a recreation. Oh, you don't.
I don't have the morphine, man.
It's not morphine.
Whatever it is, I don't have that. If I start digging around Ben's ass without that, he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He wants the drugs. If he's gonna put out his ass, there better be drugs involved.
Have one.
They give you a heavy sedative. That's the shit that makes me feel crazy. But then they give you like a mild. They give you fentanyl, but they give you like such a small dose of it. It's just to like numb out the pain.
More after this.
Is that his third taco total?
I think he's at 5 now.
Oh, wow.
I skipped through some of it.
Oh.
He can't even work the wrapper.
Work the wrapper, papa. I could if I'm just doing regular Taco Bell tacos, I could probably do 30.
God, now I'm hungry as shit though, man. Now I really want some Taco Bell.
Like in my
Why not Burger King?
Dude, you know how much Burger King I've been eating lately?
Better not go to
prison. Can you explain the Burger King thing?
Oh yeah, he asked earlier and I never did I?
Yeah, you totally didn't answer me.
You're off.
Maybe Ben will answer. You will answer Ben though.
Okay, so long story short, because it's not as extremely interesting as you'd think it might be. My friend Reg, who you know, right? There was this story going around with him that he did something in Burger King that never happened. This event never happened. It was completely, non-existent fact. But it just kind of morphed into a life of its own. And so when we were talking about Kyle, we're like, hey, at least if Reg does want to go to Burger King, get burgers or something like that, we can, because there's no BK in prison. So he's stuck there. He ain't having any BK. So the other day, I did go to BK. He asked, Reg went to BK. He got something, I don't know what that was. I got whatever I got, which was a Texas Roadhouse something or other. And it was, we basically took pictures, then posted them about the same time. And it was delicious. But that's how it came from. It's just BK in prison. That he's going to be in prison.
I think in many ways BK has declined in quality, but their chicken sandwich is actually pretty good.
Their chicken sandwich is good. Yeah.
The new one that just came out.
But no, I had their Texas Double Whopper, and it was absolutely delicious.
I'll have a Junior Western Bacon Cheese.
Those are good too.
Junior Western Bacon Cheese.
Now I'm hungry as shit. Are you gonna get us food? Are you getting done like DoorDash or something?
I have some drunken goat cheese in the refrigerator, but you're not here.
You notice that they never give the guest any kind of they don't give us a complimentary.
How the fuck do we have like a Star Trek transporter or something?
Yeah, when we have people in studio, I usually offer them a beverage. Sometimes I give them a platter Depends.
Oh, you get platter cheese?
Sometimes I've had platters. Yeah, there's been platters.
We have done platters.
I've done platters.
Yeah,
I'll get Ben a colonoscopy. I'm not licensed
platter.
to do so. But.
One time we got really drunk on vodka and ate a bunch of pickles. That was crazy.
I have to see how I'll have left in my fridge is some pickles right now.
Pickles are the best food to eat with vodka.
Have you had an Impossible Whopper at Burger King?
I have Impossible Burgers before. I don't like them. I like my meat. Don't take that out of context.
I had an Impossible Impossible Whopper at Burger King. It wasn't bad. I was impressed.
I tried them. Del Taco down here has the Impossible Taco or something. This is obviously the soy based or vegetable based, and it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, but I don't prefer it. If I'm going to eat something, I want the real meat in my mouth. You know.
I will eat meat as long as I get to kill the animal myself, watch it die, suck its blood, play with its dead titties.
So
You're such an alpha, Billy.
I'm such an alpha.
So Steve, when you're in Seattle, do you usually have dicks in your mouth?
I thought Dick's was like more the South. Eat a bag of Dick's.
No. Dick's is the local burger place here.
Yeah. I thought that was. Oh, it's up there too.
It's in
I've been up
the
this
Seattle area.
1989. There was no Dick's in Seattle when I was up there.
There was.
Oh yeah, Dick's has been here. Dick's has been here since like the 50s.
Yeah, just next time you're in Seattle, go to Capitol Hill and say, "I want Dick's," and somebody will feed you.
Yep.
I tell you what, I have some means to travel because of some mileage stuff. And there's a friend of mine that lives in the Seattle area that I have promised before I die or they die, we both die, that I will come up there.
Are they up in the Are they up in the ears like you are?
Yes. Thank you. Yes. We're closer to death than you are. We realize this.
Probably not.
Happen. Remember that.
I say things like that. Exactly. I
Age
say things
isn't the only factor in death.
And accidents don't necessarily need to be accidents.
Accidents happen, Papa.
But yeah, Dick's is like a 1940s,
I've never had Dick's. No,
1950s style walk up, kind of like how McDonald's was originally. Like when the original McDonald's, they didn't have a drive-through. They had like 5 things on the menu.
I would totally eat that. I would scarf that shit. I just recently I was traveling a little bit and actually got to a Chick-fil-A, and I had their Chick-fil-A Deluxe.
Sorry.
That was one of the best fucking things I've ever had in my life. I'm not a fan of the chain, obviously. But they make damn good sandwiches.
No, I don't like it.
I'm kind of thinking I should put my penis inside of a Dick's burger and then feed it to somebody just for the joke. Just for the joke. Yeah, I don't know
so
how
your
many people
penis is the joke? That's what you're saying?
You've
got a good punchline.
You probably would be aware of that. Yes.
You should do it to Logan Paul.
I ain't got to see it,
dude. Late at night. People line up like this to eat Dick's burgers. It's annoying. They're obsessed with it.
Yeah, no, I would totally try.
It's annoying that people enjoy burgers.
It's annoying waiting in line. Look at this line.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
It's probably after a game or after a club gets
this
out.
This is in Kent here.
Probably after something at the White River Amphitheater or the debut of the store.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, I've seen. This is not the Dick's that's in
Spokane.
Seattle. That's the Spokane.
There's a
Dick's
rip-off Dick's in the eastern part of the state.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it a rip-off.
They rip off your Dick's?
I wouldn't call it a rip-off, but it's like a Dick's. Like there's more people than one named Dick that make a burger spot, right?
No, there's only one burger Dick. All right.
Is that the Dick's in Spokane there? What is that?
I don't know.
Because that's got some damn onion rings on the burger. They do not do that at Dick's in Seattle.
No, Dick's.
I go up there. We go out to Dick's, and you make a video called "Steve Gets Dick's,"
and I slap the shit out of you in a pool.
Yeah. I'll give you my consent for that, actually, Billy.
I don't even value consent. If you're not begging me for it, I don't even. If you're not begging me for it, I don't even want to give it to you. Yeah. I need you to beg. If you come and you beg me to slap the shit out of you in a pool, I'll probably do it.
I bet you hit pretty hard too. I bet you probably do have a really good slap.
It's all based on the response.
Yeah. He's got big hands.
You start off with the tiny little paintbrush. You see whether they get defiant or not, and then you make their ears ring.
I just want to say the punching bag machines indicate otherwise.
I mean, if I wanted to make that punching bag machine come, just give me a couple more quarters. I'd be in it.
I don't think you're supposed to molest the punching bag.
I mean, you're not supposed to, but who's
No,
going to
that's-
stop me? I'm a white American male, man. I can get away with anything.
I don't kink shame, man. Your fetish is your fetish. How do we make? Somebody's like, how do we make this happen? We'll figure it out.
I don't value consent, though. If the girl's not begging for it, I don't want it.
How is that not consent? If she's begging for it, she's giving you consent, is she not?
But consent doesn't. I literally. we're beyond consent at that
How's
point.
he going to spin it this time?
We're beyond consent at this point. I don't value. Like, I don't need to seek consent. I don't need it.
That's called rape.
No, it's not called rape. It's called. Some guys have to go and try and get consent. Okay, I understand. You're not
Some guys. Every guy should. And
no,
women too.
we're beyond consent when they come begging for it. When they're frothing at the mouth like a rabid pit bull, we're beyond consent at that point.
Throwing themselves at you, right? Billy?
Yes, thank you.
Right?
Thank you. It's a different scenario entirely.
I mean, if you ever see Billy walk down the street, I'm telling you, he walks down the street and all of a sudden these women just come flying out of nowhere. Just woo, woo, and just landing at his feet and going, please, fuck us, please.
Someone
no.
says I don't respect women. I respect women more than I respect men. Okay?
Well, I do too, but I'm old-fashioned. That's how I was raised. And then people call that misogynistic. I'm like, how is that misogynistic? So you open the car door for a woman, you pull out her chair, something of that nature. That's microaggressions now. Okay, if you want to believe that, I don't care. But that's just how I was raised.
I respect women enough that I'm not gonna play these societal games. I'm gonna give them what they want, and more importantly, what they need.
Dicks,
what they
apparently.
need. What they need. Okay.
They need dicks.
What they want, but more importantly, what they need. Remember that.
Dicks with cheese and fries.
Dicks with cheese. Dicks with cheese.
I'm going to be going to Seattle to have dicks with cheese with these guys eventually.
Get a Dick's Deluxe.
I want a Dick's Deluxe. Yeah, I want to try a Dick's Deluxe.
It's got a cool like relish on top of it.
Once I get a new place and I get situated a little bit, I could probably come up there for a weekend.
Good. Come on up. Maybe we can get you to come in the same time Hannibal and Monty come in. We can have everybody come in and we can do an
orgy?
A content orgy.
I'm not going to be a bottom, but
look. I'm not trying to bang you in your ass, Steve. I'm not.
You have for
We're not
years.
doing the butthole challenge.
I don't want to have sex with you in top or bottom fashion. I will out of respect for you because you're my friend. But not.
I don't want to. But out of respect for you,
out of respect for you, Steve, I will top you. I won't bottom you though.
You know what? That means a lot to me.
I'm not going to let you put one in my butt, but only because I respect you. I'll slide it in.
Likewise.
I try and be a sweet boy.
You are
while eating some Dick's Burgers at the same time, right?
While we're eating Dick's Burgers, exactly. This must happen. This could be either the greatest video on YouTube or blackmail. I don't know.
Let me tell you about my best friend. Me and Steve just eating burgers covered in each other's sweat.
No, actually, Steve, our last video had blackmails in it. Not this one.
I watched a movie last night called Body Heat from 1981. Have you ever seen Body Heat?
Yes.
It's a good movie. I watch a lot of good movies.
Yeah, you either talk about the good food you've had that day or the good movies you watched that day.
Yes.
Literally all the time.
Yes, that's all I ever bring to the table, Ben.
I didn't say that. You said that, not me.
No.
I just said you talk about it.
Yeah, I talk about things that excite me. This is a good platform to do that on.
Okay.
Or we could just talk about, you know what, let's go back to Cobes eating tacos. Let's
Actually,
not deviate from the plan, okay?
I already got rid of Cobes eating tacos.
Shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm a big. You know what's weird, and I don't know if there was a correlation, but I noticed actually, you know how people had got COVID, they had reduced taste and things supposedly.
Yeah.
I got vaccinated, and I don't know what the hell it is recently, and I'm sure this was just coincidental, but food recently has been tasting so good to me, much more than usual. I mean, even just a salad. I had a blueberry salad with goat cheese. and apple slices and cucumbers because people know I'm on my diet. And it was like one of the best salads I've ever had.
When did you start your diet?
About a year ago. But
and when did you get vaccinated?
I've been vaccinated for like 3 months now.
What was there any diet changes around that 3 month period?
I basically I wanted to lose about 20 pounds. I'm down to about 17 now, so I'm going to get about 3 more pounds to go for my goal. But I'm going to do a little bit more. So it's been a progressive, but I've been eating a lot of things like peanuts and carrots and of course lettuce, bean sprouts, and then chicken.
A lot of
rice.
times when you cut out.
Oh my god.
When you cut out certain things that are like synthetic nasties, your taste buds will start to deliver more on the fresh.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of fast food shit except for taco. I just made. What do we want? What is this?
Every time Minx is on, I play this video because there's this guy named Gorilla199 and he's kooky and he thinks this is a pagan green man in the bush.
I see it.
He's about to go alpha.
Yeah,
I see the face.
And attack it.
Is that the face?
Yeah, that's its face there. He's good. Don't worry though. Don't be scared. He's going to deal with it. It's going to be fine. Sliding in.
He's got a broom.
He's going to take care of the pagan.
I can't tell if those are acid wash jeans or leathers. They're jeans, right?
Yeah.
Boy, they look dilapidated.
He saved his family.
Hallelujah.
Satanic creature living in the bush.
Man, this is a real American hero. Move over,
He's
Pat
British.
Tillman. Shit.
He is British.
Shit.
You've done good. The world
The
has
weird
been
problems
saved.
stopped.
Oh, it's back! It's back! The spirit's back.
Oh my god. All his videos back in the day were just absolutely fucking crazy. Just batshit insane. Some of the craziest shit I've ever seen on YouTube still to this day. Then he went to jail, I think, right? For like selling illegal DVDs or something.
Yeah, he was like, selling pirated DVDs.
There was this one guy that I kind of knew that he had a video where he was walking through Costco and he took a picture of a bunch of books there. And one of them was like an F-15 or F-16 plane, and he's like, "Look, there's Satan in this. You can see the face of Satan." It was like, and he was swearing. I mean, he was swearing that he saw the face of Satan anywhere. And I'm like, this is not somebody who probably should be on the street.
Nah, this guy was like that all the time. Like this Gorilla199 guy, he really was like that. Like I remember him making a video about his wife having a tattoo and the tattoo being satanic or some shit, and like just having I just remember him having a meltdown about it. It's a long time. Like this is like OG sort of like atheist versus theist YouTube time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not actually sure he went to jail, but he definitely got in trouble for the pirated DVDs.
There's mug shots. So
is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I called this woman the other day for a room for rent, and she was talking about tattoos being demonic, and I couldn't have any tattoos, so I am going to have her guest on my channel to talk about that very thing, just like they used to do back in the days with the atheist stuff. And I'm going to bring her on. We're going to have a discussion on why tattoos are demonic and that having them will send you to hell. Because who knew, right? I mean,
who knew?
Who knew?
Unu. The tears are hermaphrodites, and they will be exposed. That's what he says. That kind of stuff. There's tears and there's Freemasons.
He's like a big fan of like
He's
David
like
Icke, that kind of shit.
Yeah, like the breaches and the portals and these. Yeah.
Shout it from the rooftops. The tears are hermaphrodites. And I say this in the name of Jesus.
That's completely like pageantry. Nobody heard him. If you're shouting from the rooftops and nobody's within earshot, does it matter at all?
It's performance. That's what it is. It's just a performance act.
Performative bullshit.
It's hermaphrodites.
They aren't hermaphrodites, though. The tears.
I remember him like threatening to cage fight some people as well, but I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
All sorts of people, yeah.
I think he was going to eat some shrooms that were growing off somebody's coom sock.
I distinctly remember that video. Yeah.
I just got a notification from YouTube that Kyle Curtis domestic violence video They deemed it aged. It's all fine, but they put age restricted on it, which you know what, that kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't think.
Luckily for us, Antonovich donated over the hard part.
Yeah. So you're
The tears are hermaphrodites.
Jesus
Is
Christ!
this just video
is the
just like
Lord.
bits of Windows Movie Maker text while he
The
repeats
tears
that?
are
again?
hermaphrodites. Yeah, and just him yelling up at the top of a hill down at some town.
The tears are hermaphrodites. I don't know, dude.
Hermaphrodites.
I don't even know what that even means.
What, hermaphrodite? It means you're born with.
No, I know what a
both-
hermaphrodite.
Oh my
The
god!
tears are like lizard
Thank you,
people that control the world from beyond the stars.
I'd rather
and they
have
work
had Billy.
with the Freemasons.
Oh, so yeah, it's like the portal things, like the David Icke and those things. I mean, but I wanted Billy to explain hermaphrodism to me. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna go there, and then I decided,
You were.
I didn't want to ruin Christmas for you. You're
Why
gonna
not?
get 2 packages this Christmas.
I actually. You were dead?
It's a hermaphrodite joke.
No, I've already got my Christmas presents. They were sent to me about an hour ago.
Oh,
for this coming Christmas?
I don't blush easy, but okay.
Do you blush? Do you blush easy,
I do.
Steve?
I do. I do really actually. I do.
I think you
People
are a bit
don't-
of a blusher. I could see it in your
blush.
face.
He's also a
I-
gusher.
Oh, I'm a gusher. I gush.
I
heard blush easy. There's just certain people in my life that I really have such admiration for, and they make me blush a little
Well, I'm
bit.
glad I
Yes.
can do that for you, Steve.
You're definitely not one of them.
I was that.
You're one of them. Yeah, you're.
Thank you. I love
You're
you
one of
too.
them. We'll go with that.
So I don't know why we haven't been following this. There's been some interesting talk in the current R. Kelly trial.
Yeah.
It's going on. There's a lot of stuff being brought up during this R. Kelly trial. It seems to be that there's like R. Kelly's finding a lot of these girls, like almost like across the board, at McDonald's.
So R. Kelly just randomly walks into a McDonald's to pick up ladies. Well, are they working there or are they eating there?
I don't know exactly. I haven't looked that deeply into it, but it seems to be a common occurrence where he's finding these victims or these accusers at a McDonald's.
That is rather strange.
Yeah, I haven't been looking too deeply into everything. It was brought to my attention recently by a friend of mine.
He now has a male accuser as well. Interesting.
He does, yeah. That was the last few days that came out.
Next,
He made him call him daddy while he sucked him off, apparently. Oh my That's what they testified.
That's pretty hot. Weird.
Scared Ben away there.
Wait. I thought Ben was going to put something on.
Yeah, Ben's going to put on a white robe. He's going to go relax.
Oh, is he the new cult leader? Because I guess I got fired because I'm the worst cult leader of all time.
What cult?
Oh, well, people had asked me to name it. I came up with Gods Incorporated. Worship us or die. I thought that was pretty straightforward.
You should change the cult name to the cult, just cult and the year you were born. So Cult 45.
I'm not that old.
It's a beer joke.
I get that.
I'm a little prick sometimes.
This is what I was mean to you when I first got in here today.
Why? I'm just teasing.
I don't know.
It's
I'm
playful.
always nice to you.
I'm always nice to you too, but you come in, you set the mood with a trashy joke, and then and then I have to hold it in the entire episode because I want us to make good TV, and then at the end I unleash on you because I'm a spiteful prick and I just dump on you. So you leave the episode knowing how I really feel about.
I cry. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go find Logan Paul. And I'm going to sit in my car and cry that
Yeah.
give me a job.
Yeah. You know, though, like, you probably shouldn't
man.
find Logan Paul. It's like you're a different generation. You should probably just go, like, hunt down Bill Nye the Science Guy and ask him for a
You'd like
job.
to get a job, yeah.
That's more like I am I wrong? Like who's a more high profile figure that would be like genre specific to what you do than Bill Nye the Science Guy? Was that a good
Lawrence
one?
Krauss?
I wouldn't make that reference. I'm
He's
not
a science guy.
Yeah, I'm not deep.
Lawrence Krauss is a physicist.
Yeah,
I think Bill Nye should get into MMA. To be honest with you, I feel it's his future career path.
I would do him. And look, I used to box a little bit. I'm getting back in good shape. I mean, I'm not fronting, but I'm okay.
Would you box Bill Nye?
I would, for like exhibition or like get some money on it where I can earn something.
What if it was $20,000?
Let's set it up. Come on, Billy, you can do this. Sure, you've got contacts.
Bill
Nye
the
I don't want to beat
Science
somebody up
Guy.
like that old. I mean, he's like quite a bit on age, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. Would you box Kyle?
I would box Kyle.
Hey, that's like something you kind of have to answer. Like yes, I would no
thoroughly
matter
enjoy that, actually, yeah.
how you think it would end. Like at that point,
He's in good shape. No, Kyle weighs in at like 178. I weigh in at 203. I'm trying to get down to 200. I was 216, 217. And that's why I was too high. But I would do it just for the hell of it. I got a boxer's knuckle break. Literally, you know what that is, obviously, because you play boxing. But I have a boxer's break right there. This knuckle got shoved all the way down here.
How'd that happen?
I hit a solid oak desk and found out solid oak doesn't give.
Were you punching or?
I was punching. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Full force, and just. And this was back in high school because I used to box a little bit in high school. We boxed in the Navy.
I have a boxer's break in my penis.
That's just from masturbation, though. You got to pace yourself, brother.
I was having penetrative penile vaginal sex, and I slipped out of the hole, and I went to jam back in, but I hit the gooch, the little area between the vaginal and the.
I didn't know blow-up dolls have those things.
The butthole, and I hit it so prominently that my penis inverted on itself, and the girl had a bruise there for 7 years.
I do like how you anthropomorphize your blow-up dolls. I think it's kind of cute, actually.
Are you gonna make these blow-up doll jokes, Steve?
That's two.
Are you gonna? But two.
What do you got against blow-up dolls? They need love. They need attention.
They don't. That's literally the opposite of what they need. They're there to fulfill lonely people's needs.
Who want love and attention.
Exactly. I saw a video once of a Japanese guy that had like 300 like fucking sex dolls in his house that he kept and like talked to and like dressed and shit. And he actually rented an apartment to keep them away from his wife who didn't know about them.
That's some serious shit right there.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Pretty terrifying, to be fair, but still.
Like a real doll.
I don't kink shame. More power to him.
A real doll costs like $3,000 or $4,000, right?
Yeah, expensive ones are like.
And if somebody has multiples of those, are they just got good credit, and they're just taking out credit on these dolls?
Way too much money on their hands.
Like instead of buying a house, they buy all these dolls.
They're spending like an extra $500 to make its pubic hair a certain color and shit like that.
Masturbation is free. You don't need to buy a multi-$1,000 mannequin to have sex with.
This guy had like 300 of them in his fucking house. It's like I was just saying, he had a separate apartment. He rented a separate apartment to keep his fucking army of sex dolls in.
Like
don't you think he could have found like a girl willing to like?
He was married. He was married to someone else.
So is that cheating or not? What do you think?
No,
is that cheating?
Because they're not
I don't
alive. They're like.
I would say no. I would
say it's not cheating.
They're masturbation toys that look like.
Teddy Rubskin says resale value on these dolls drops significantly after use.
Kind of like when you buy a new car.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like for real.
As soon as you drive it off the lot.
I kind of want to buy up all these used dolls and start a business where I just let people come in and rent them.
Rent used dolls?
Yeah, like I'll COVID clean them and everything. Clean them? Yeah, I'll hire somebody. I'll have a woman named Henrietta clean these things.
What do you do? I'm a sex doll cleaner. There you go.
Why is Henrietta racist?
Hey, I tell you what, that guy looking for a job from Logan Paul, hire him. He'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna buy these used sex dolls and then rent them to people at like an Airbnb. Maybe I'll Airbnb and put the dolls in there and have them come in for like I'll schedule an Airbnbs So they'll just be in the room, and I'll schedule it so there's like an hour between each session, and then I'll fill up the time and then pay for the Airbnb. The doll's used. They come in. They get their time in. The hour between is for cleanup, and then they go. And then I make like a huge amount of surplus.
I wonder how many people that are into the doll thing are like secretly necrophiliacs, because it's basically like a dead person.
I don't know. You're probably onto something there for some people, but.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I think also it's a control thing. The doll can't say no, so you're able to just
Neither
go
can your hand.
So it's like maybe like a rape fetish kind of thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a power thing because the doll's powerless. I could see it being that maybe, but your hand and a doll is two different things, right? Like this doll's designed.
Yeah, my hand. It was free. I was born with it.
What
It doesn't cost $3,000.
You're gonna cup your love handles and pretend they're titties. Like what do you do
have
there?
You ever seen?
No, I
have
just
you ever
jerk
seen
off.
Twilight Zone? You really do have to be more careful with those dolls than you think. I think probably.
What's gonna happen? The dolls are gonna turn into little demons and bite your pecker off.
Have you seen Chucky?
Let's look. If there was a Chucky doll, with appropriate holes, I wouldn't be afraid to fuck Chucky.
Is there like a sex doll like possessed movie? There must be a movie where a sex doll gets possessed and kills people or some shit.
There's a movie with a tire being possessed that.
Oh, that's good. It's a good movie. That
Rubber was great. Oh, I love that movie. That movie was fucking brilliant.
I was writing a script where like a Whoopi Goldberg type died and her spirit inhabited a fleshlight, and this guy bought the fleshlight, and the fleshlight was like talking to him out of the box. He's like, whoa, whoa, and it's like Whoopi Goldberg, like, hey, you don't put your dick in there. You ain't putting your dick in me. And then the guy like realizes he's got to take like the fleshlight across country to get it. Demonized. What do you call it when they do a reverse?
Exercised.
Yeah, exercise the fleshlight, and it's like a buddy road trip, and him and his buddy are going across the country together. But his buddy doesn't know. The guy obviously can't drive. He's got nothing going for him because he's got a fleshlight. His buddy finds the fleshlight and has sex with it, but his buddy can't talk to the fleshlight the same way this guy can, and the guy gets really jealous that basically his best friend took advantage of his fleshlight friend. It's gonna be a really cool movie that I had written.
Sounds
in my
moving.
head. Yeah, it was gonna be big. It was gonna hit the circuits. I had a whole series.
Another movie like Rubber with the tire that goes around killing people. They should use one that a disgruntled used condom that got discarded goes away and tries to find the person that just threw it away like a used condom.
What's a good murder scene that a used condom could use, like asphyxiation?
They choke on it.
Choke.
Yeah. It'd be a pretty good kill scene. Thing just shoots in your mouth. You do like the Sam Raimi reverse technique. You know how Sam Raimi does like reverse shots to make it look like the vines are going into something when really they're being pulled away?
Yeah.
You set
That's
that up.
like Evil Dead, like most of the Evil Dead movies.
You just jam the rub down someone's throat and have a little string on it, and then you pull it out real quick to make it look like it's shooting in though. The attack condom. We could film that movie.
Make that movie, and they're going to be like famous.
We could make and film Rubber very cheap.
Rubber 2.
We're gonna call it Rubber 2.
The prophylactic edition. Yeah, you know that episode of Seinfeld where George has sex with some woman at his parents' house, and they find the condom, and George's dad, Jerry Stiller, is like, "Is this a prophylactic?"
I never watched that much Seinfeld.
I've seen every episode. I think.
Like, there's a few moments that are just like ultimate gold. Jerry Seinfeld's, or not Jerry, or not Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Stiller is what I meant to say. Jerry Stiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his character.
He wasn't the original actor for that job either. He came in. There was an original actor, then Jerry Stiller came in, and he just made that part.
Yeah.
You know, the original Olsen twins were played by Bruce Valanche. Not in Full House, just in real life. Their parents gave birth to Bruce Valanche.
The comedian.
Yes. No, the scientist.
Isn't he dead?
Is he dead?
I don't know.
I don't think he's dead. He's probably doing some Hollywood Squares off Broadway Hollywood Squares show.
Off Broadway, the vaudeville version of Hollywood Squares.
Let's see if Bruce Valanche is dead. That's a big NO. He's 72 years old.
I don't know why I think everybody's dead. I mean, I just felt like recently, Ed Asner was it? Who was it just died recently?
Ed Asner died recently.
Yeah, I was like 9 years. I was like, didn't he die in the 80s?
You know what they call that? They call that the Nutella effect. Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of things that come up like that recently. I was like, wait, didn't they die a long time ago? I think it's a quantum effect where you're just leaping quantum realities. You know,
it's quantum leap.
Yes. Well, yeah, but different realities.
Scott Bakula.
The Mandela effect. Yeah. No. It's the Mandela effect that you're jumping quantum consciousness. It's not like a quantum leap like the show. It's your reality isn't the same as your reality because we're in different quantum states. And so things that I grew up with and things that you grew up with are not necessarily the same thing.
Quantum Leap was a great show, but then they had to ruin it by, like, spoiler alert for like a 35-year-old show.
No.
In the end, it ended up being God making him leap around everywhere and like.
Yeah, well, that was to be expected because they had an episode where the devil was in there, right?
It's stupid. I thought because it was supposed to be sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't much care for that either, and the fact that they made Iggy a woman, computer, and I don't know, they just changed everything. Yeah,
But
he
I
never
mean,
got it.
it's still sci-fi if God's making him do it, right? Like, it's not.
Technically, yeah, that's true.
It's.
I think it gets more into the realm of supernatural than like sci-fi. Like usually sci-fi, there's some sort of actual applicable science behind the things that they do. Like
that's true.
Like their ship like Star Trek, their ships go faster than the speed of light. It's not like they're like, oh, it's actually these like supernatural beings making our ships do that. It's like, no, they explain why it's happening. And at the beginning of Quantum Leap, there was like a time travel experiment that failed that was making him like leap in and out of bodies, but then they like changed it. They did the same thing with Twin Peaks, where like Twin Peaks was just like a murder mystery, but then it's like slowly got more and more supernatural as time went by, and then there's like straight up like supernatural stuff going on by the end of it. Yeah. The Borg.
I thought it was great when ICP revealed their 7th Joker card that they were just Christian
The
rappers.
Carnival is
that was
God.
so funny. That was so good. I can't like Quantum Leap. The only reason to watch Quantum Leap these days is to go back and watch the episode where Scott Bakula leaped into a boy
I'm retarded?
who was mentally retarded.
He literally says, "I'm retarded."
Yeah, he's like looking around and he's got like this wonky camera from his point of view.
And he looks in a mirror.
He looks in the mirror. There's a boy with
A
Down
syndrome
syndrome.
boy, yeah.
And the boy goes, "I'm retarded," and it's like it got memed. It got memed,
Yeah.
but the entire episode is.
I mean,
so good.
The beginning of every episode, he jumps into a body and then looks at himself, what he looks like, and he's usually like, "Whoa, boy."
Yeah.
That's normally what
Yeah.
he says, but that one, he's like, "I'm retarded." Yeah.
It's such a good episode.
There's one where he jumps into the body of like a war veteran that lost both of his legs, but he can still walk in it. Like there's a part of it where he gets out of his wheelchair and walks, but when everyone looks
Fire
at
of
him,
God.
it looks like he's
Healing
just
them.
kind of like floating there. I was like, no, if he jumps into their body, his legs should be missing during that episode. I don't know.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I got to attend something.
Okay.
Speaking of pleasure, have a good night.
You guys made your goal though, obviously, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
You have a
kumbaya.
great
No,
night,
thank
Steve.
you for hanging with us,
Pleasure
Steve.
to meet you, Steve.
Of course, I love you guys. You know that, and me, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
So enjoy your UK stuff.
I'll enjoy my tea and crumpets, I promise.
Hey, I'm a big fan of that stuff. All right, gotta go.
Good
Peace,
night.
everyone.
Bye. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, we're probably only gonna go for a few more too before we wrap it up.
Yeah. It is 4:38 a.m. here, so I am flagging a little.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean we can wrap it.
Yeah.
I think I don't mind going a little bit longer if you guys want to. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, maybe just like 10 more minutes or so.
Let's
Yeah, I'll
wrap
do
it.
10 more minutes.
That's why Jesus Christ is my.
no.
You gonna do some rapping too, Ben?
My name is Ben, and I'm here to say that's how all good raps.
I like to eat ass in a
roundabout way.
In a roundabout way. The roundabout. The rear entry roundabout.
Is that like the sort of like the motion?
Yes.
Round and round the rim.
Round and round and round we go.
Speaking of wrestling, by the way, I saw you. I think it was on the main Drunken Peasants account. You tweeted out about people's thoughts on WWE and AEW, like the differences between them.
Yes.
Have you guys been watching much AEW? Or?
I started watching a little bit of AEW recently. Like I watched it at the beginning, and then I stopped watching all wrestling when there was no crowds because that was very awkward for me.
I totally get that. Yeah.
I don't watch WWE. I just feel like anytime anyone says anything positive about AEW on Twitter, there's a bunch of very insecure WWE fans that like pounce on AEW fans. It's like this weird tribalism. Like you're not allowed to like both or the other one for some reason. Like you have to only like WWE because I grew up with that and they told me that that's what it is.
Like I used to watch WWE a ton, right? Like especially before it was even WWE, right? But me
too.
These days I have little to no interest in it at all. Like it just kind of died off for me. But like obviously there are still plenty of people that do watch it. You know what I mean? Like and if people enjoy it, it's whatever. You know, I've watched most AEW stuff since it debuted, and I really like it. It's a lot more accessible here than WWE is anyway. Like because you can get it through like the Fight app really cheaply here. It's way cheaper than like paying for fucking cable TV or some shit. That's one of the reasons I probably got into it more than I ever did like recent WWE stuff. So but yeah, it's kind of revitalized wrestling for me a bit. Like I actually have got back into enjoying wrestling as a result of watching AEW stuff.
Well, yeah, and now once again we have a rival company run by someone with more money than Vince McMahon. They're back on TNT, and they're stealing, guys that would be considered older guys now, but are still able to work, and they still have a huge following, and people are interested to see them. So I think we're kind of almost reaching another point in wrestling where the competition is gonna be way more intense. Like WWE's had a monopoly for over a decade now, or 20 years.
A long time. 20 years easy now.
Yeah.
I think competition is good for everyone. It'll be good for like wrestlers for like better contracts and shit. It'll be good for like companies because they'll be forced to improve their products, and hopefully everyone can just benefit from more people enjoying it as a whole.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what happened last time. They need to get rid of Vince McMahon. Man,
God, yeah.
Yeah, he's he's a ghoul too. He looks so weird now.
Yeah, he's like a relic of the past now. I feel like he's completely out of touch. Like, did you hear that he's like taking over NXT now though? Like completely.
Yeah, he's a control freak.
I feel that's just a disaster waiting to happen now, like even more so than it has been.
Yeah, the one thing that he hasn't had his hand in that's been like the breakout success of his entire company, he now wants to have his hand in and have control of.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. I say
really?
They should get rid of him by any means necessary.
Although a lot of people have been saying that they might be gearing up to sell to like a bigger company, like especially with all the layoffs and stuff they've been doing.
They could just sell it to NBC since
I think NBC is like likely the people they'd sell it to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, Vince got the fuck out of the XFL as soon as the pandemic hit. I went to one of those games
every time
because Seattle had a team. It was actually good. Like if you like American football, it was actually good. It was way better than the last time they tried it, but it was just unlucky this time. It was just an unlucky time to try it. The Rock owns it now, and I don't know what his plans are with it now, but The Rock bought it from Vince McMahon.
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll do something with it then, if it's been worthwhile. Especially now, I think.
Yeah, I think once we're open permanently for events. They might put some work into bringing it back, but we don't know if things will close down again in a lot of major markets.
We don't know, but there's still there's no restrictions. There's mask restrictions now, but they're still going to have the Seahawks play. They've had the Mariners play in full stadiums for the past few months. Their hockey season's starting. There's no way they want to miss that, the inaugural season of the new hockey team here. So the XFL could play here, but I don't know if that's true for everywhere that they have. Looks like they're waiting until 2023. I just went to their website. So they're waiting, 2 more years to get this off the ground.
That's good.
I mean, I don't really blame them considering all the shit that's going on and how temperamental everything is at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, we're still a way away from things being, like, normal, especially with, like, everyone taking fucking, like, horse dewormer and shit like that.
Oh my god. I hate being disappointed in people that I like, but then there's like Joe Rogan, and I was just disappointed like how he's pushing this weird kind of anti-vax propaganda.
What did he say?
Well, like he's always been from the beginning like, well, you could take vitamins or you can do this or you can do that, like all this alternative kind of bullshit stuff, and then he's pushing the horse dewormer thing, and then he got COVID. He made the announcement yesterday that he had COVID, and he mentioned all this other shit. I don't know if he got the vaccine. Do we know if he had the vaccine?
I'd imagine he didn't from what he said, but I guess that doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. Like,
you'd have to see
like
what he said, what he did, like what he said about it.
I got fully vaxxed like about 3 weeks ago now. I got my second dose, but like I had COVID and it was like the shittest fucking thing like I've ever fucking experienced in my fucking life, and I would never want to have it ever again if I could possibly avoid it. You know what I mean? So I was like, sign me the fuck up when I could.
Yeah. There's not. I looked this up. He's never said that he had the vaccine, so who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah. I mean, people don't get it. Like, enough people need to get the vaccine for the vaccine to work. And not enough people are getting it.
The vaccine does work without everybody getting it. It does work on some levels for people. Like it's not that for it to bring us back to society with herd immunity. We need a bunch of people to get it, but it's still beneficial for you to get it, even if not everybody's getting it. Right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like for the virus to not be as prevalent and for it to stop creating new better strains. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's look at society right now to show that people don't trust medicine or the government, and that's a problem that needs to be fixed as well.
I would agree. Like, I think from especially what I've seen in the US, the government have done a really bad job of like selling the vaccine to certain demographics, as it were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I think is important to try and resolve.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the point now where I don't know how they could resolve that in the amount of time we need people to get it.
So, like, where I live in the UK is like a touristy place, and it's just been the summer here. Like, loads of people, and you couldn't travel really easily to other countries. Loads of people came down here, and the COVID exploded, and we now have like 80% of like our hospital beds down here are currently filled with people who don't come from this section of the country. And you know what, the thing that pissed me off the most is I was meant to have my weight loss surgery like yesterday, but it got cancelled and delayed for like 3 months because everyone got fucking COVID from coming down here.
The hospitals are probably bogged down by all that. Yeah, I mean, the same thing happened in the southeast in the U.S. where most people go for spring break and they go there for Mardi Gras and that kind of stuff. Those big touristy areas like that where everyone packs together, those get hit way harder than most places.
Yeah, like where I live in the UK is, I guess, like off Florida, like it has like nice beaches and palm trees and shit. So like people come here for that kind of stuff, and it just like there was more people than ever just because they couldn't go freely abroad because a lot of countries are still locked down. You know what I mean?
Could you go to like a territory though, like the Virgin Islands or Bermuda or something like that?
Maybe I don't. We have like a list of like different countries, and they have like different like traffic like codings. You know what I mean? So like like green, amber, and red or whatever. And there's certain countries that'll let you in if it's like for business only, and certain countries will only let you in if it's will let you in for tourism. So I think a lot of people would just like fuck it, we'll just go local, well, not locally, but within the UK, you know what I mean, which isn't normally that as big a thing as it was this. It was fucking insane. Like, I've never seen so many people down here, because this is like quite a quiet place normally, and then suddenly it was just like hordes of people descending,
Wow, yeah. Hopefully something happens soon to where we don't have to constantly worry about it.
I don't know. I don't know if that's possible at this point.
I think we're a way away from normal. Away.
We'll probably have an annual COVID season, just like flu season. It'll probably coincide with it.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
I'm just hoping that we can get to a point where people aren't losing their homes or losing their apartments.
Yeah, it's worse than ever right now, but they're overturning the moratoriums and everything and getting rid of the unemployment. It's like, hold on. It's worse now than it was when you started all this shit. Why are you stopping it right now?
Well, it's because we really don't care.
Yeah.
They just don't want to work. They're lazy. They want the government to pay for everything. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up now. Minx, thanks for joining us. We have to have you on again sooner. We can't wait another year. We got to figure it out. I'll be in touch.
I'm usually free, so just awesome. Just let me know. Slide into those Twitter DMs.
Yes. And we will hopefully have a good weekends, everybody watching. We'll be back again, Thursday is our next scheduled show?
Thursday.
So you guys want to watch old episodes all week, watch content that's on the Patreon. If you're a Patreon, find, I don't know, Joe Rogan's podcast while we're gone.
On Spotify.
Watch the old episodes with me, and they're the best ones. And like 10 of them, so check them out.
Watch all the Minx episodes. We got homework for you guys. We'll see you again soon.
All right, good night, everybody.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.